Hello, anybody who is in the stream currently. It is. Oh. Why camera no work? Anyway, I'm here with Dan. Say hi, everyone. Say hi to Dan.
Hello, everyone. It is I.
I
It is
need to
Danberg.
turn Dan down because you're not clipping my ears. You're clipping Twitch's ears.
I should just scream as loud as I can.
Yeah, it sounds like
Well,
you're
I have
very
the
much
ability.
in the place to do that with your voice as it is.
I'm watching the stream on a different computer, and for me, it just says stream starting. Oh, no, it's just massively lagged on my side. You're fine. Never mind. Don't worry about anything I just said.
Let's see. Okay, I reconnected my camera. What is your actual fucking problem, Canon? Huh? Hey, what up? Soup Air Pants and Off Quasso. We'll be getting it. How am I way quiet? I wish I could show you the OBS redlining.
Sometimes, like,
Oh, jeez.
you have to set your mic to not go through OBS and like actually go through. Maybe your mic is trying to go through Discord and then through OBS. That's happened to me before, where it tries to like go through one application, which throttles its volume, and then when it goes to the stream, it like can't go higher. So maybe set it to directly OBS or something. I don't know.
Well, I have
Honestly,
it going
again.
through my my media mixer, so that I can
That's
have
all
all
magic.
of these things
All
on
magic.
different
Again,
channels.
I'll revert to you should buy some sage and smudge stick it, and then maybe that'll help.
At this point, because I don't know why it's not. I don't know why my Canon doesn't want to connect.
It's the spooky ghosts.
This is
Halloween
your
ghosts.
home Canon.
Well, hello.
Probably about to be
Well, that's
realized.
troubleshooting. Hello, chat.
Yes, please vamp
It's
for
been
me.
a while.
You're gonna
Oh
see
my
me
goodness.
lurking around.
It's been a while since I've done this. My Twitch channel exists, but I haven't touched it. Like I signed into it yesterday to like make sure everything was okay for today.
Oh
And it was
yeah.
like, you have 73 like pending. I was like, I just immediately closed it. I was like, nope, 73 is too many. I don't even know what it was. Just 73 issues I needed to solve. And
Yeah, that's
I had no
73
energy.
not happenings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's later Dan's problem. And by later Dan, that means probably he's never going to open that back up and just let that. I'd start a new stream rather than figure out 73 problems.
So,
Well,
Super
happy
Pants, for
Halloween,
what it's
everyone.
worth, I am kind of up and moving around trying to get everything working. Oh, I'm gonna throw it out the window.
Is anyone doing anything spooky this evening for Halloween? Like
Yeah, it's
paying
a
your
little.
taxes or writing a letter to the IRS or things like this? Spooky activities.
To be certain, Spastastic Studios does not suggest that you do such a thing to.
Oh yeah, I forget that you have an enterprise to protect here. I apologize. I'll throw it down.
It's chill, whatever you want to do, but just don't tell them we sent you.
Yeah, it wasn't Matt. It was Danberg. Oh, dude, we got. Oh, your screen's flickering around. Looks like things are working again.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe Matt. Maybe your camera is trying to connect through Discord. Maybe leave Discord once, and then get your camera set up on OBS and then come back into Discord. That's happened to me before, where it just wants to connect through Discord because that's where you signed in first. That's happened to me many times. So jump into Discord.
It looks like it's working. Oh my God, why did it turn off? And then back on.
Oh, there you are.
You are engaging in social activity by being here and talking to us. Holly will either join us or not.
Or not. That's also fine.
That's
an option.
Distinctly, there's a possibility she forgot what we were doing.
Hey man, we're all busy. We're all adults.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I don't blame nobody for nothing. I feel like there's one last thing I was gonna do. I need to post to my story. You love that sound?
By the way, man, nice sideburns. I'll be honest with you. I'm jealous.
Oh,
jealous
fun story about that actually. They're not sideburns. I stress picked the entire middle of my beard out.
Well, it looks good, man.
Well, thank you. I decided to keep it on the red so we don't have to know what I actually look like.
I dig it.
And it's
I dig
spooky. So anybody not familiar with Dan, what do you usually do? What do you do on the internet, Dan?
Oh man. On the internet recently, just a lot of Japanese chess stuff. That's about it.
Doing
to be quite honest.
shogi?
Yeah, shogi. I don't know. Is shogi a common word in America? Like if I said shogi, would that resonate more than saying Japanese chess, or what would be the better term to use for like the unwashed masses?
The unwashed masses, both would be confusing for them. I feel like, like Japanese have chess. What are you talking about? Well, I guess there's Chinese checkers, and we understand that.
Yeah.
Conceptually, as a whole. So I don't know, man. But you're a shogi expert, right? Now
I am very close to being considered an official expert in it. I'm I'm an advanced player right now, but I'm about 70 rating points away from being considered an official expert. So just working on it. I actually have a tournament today and tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Today and tomorrow?
Today and tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's cool. Today is just like a standard tournament. Tomorrow I'm going to Shizuoka, which is just a big city.
Oh, I know Shizuoka.
And in Shizuoka, it's like a team event where I'm on a team of 5 people, and then we go against a team of 5 people, and basically we sit across from one of the 5, and then we all play a game at the same time, like 5 different matches.
Oh, okay.
And if I win, my team gets 1 point. So we're trying to all of us try to win our games, and we get 5 points if we all win, and we'll get 0 points if we all lose. And then we do that to 5 or 6 different teams, and then at the end of the event, the team that has the most points wins. So it's cool because you don't have to carry all the weight of winning and losing. It's your team. So you can technically drop a game, but if everyone else in your group wins, you'll win that overall match against the opposing team, and you get points for it. So yeah, that's my thing for tomorrow. I'm excited for it.
Heck yeah. And how does that help your rank? Do you each get those points, or
tomorrow is just kind of it doesn't really affect my rank at all. If I lose all my games tomorrow, my official rating isn't going to go anywhere. It's just kind of a event. But we could get a little bit compensation monetarily if we win it, which would be nice.
Oh yeah.
But
the moment you make money,
my tournament today, if I win all my games, I'll just approach my expert status closer. But I don't play enough games today where if I won everything, I would be able to promote. I have 3 games today. I think if I win all of them, the most I'll get is maybe 20 rating points. But I'm 60 rating points away from my target. So a couple more tournaments.
Okay. Well, that's exciting, dude. Are you Hello?
Oh, I got you. You're here. Loud and clear.
Oh no, I thought I heard another voice. I see Holly's in the chat. You still have time to join us for drawing if you'd like. Because I literally just got this crap going.
Got it. We're rolling. We're cooking with fire.
Just fire. No pan, no grease.
Just right in the fire. And my bare hands.
Just consign it to the flames and eat the charcoal.
Yeah, so that's about it. Just a lot of shogi / Japanese chess stuff that I've been working on. And it's fun. It's what I do in my off time. But yeah.
Yeah, I even when I don't understand it, I do like watching the videos you do about it. Do you think they'd ever let you like do a live stream from your thing?
Yeah, I could probably do that. If as long as like, but like I turned off chat and like all that stuff, so I couldn't see any so no one could give.
Oh yeah.
Like move suggestions during the game or whatnot. But yeah, if I just turned it on and pointed it at the board, it's fine. But I mean, honestly, chess and like those kind of things are the worst spectator sports, I think. Because you play a move and then you just stare at the board for like 6 minutes and you're like, all right, hold on. And you're doing all these calculations in your head. Like you're doing backflips in your head thinking about all these things. But then you just like play a random move and then your opponent stares at the board. It's the worst spectator sport. Even like I love it, I don't really watch a lot of the live events. I'll just like wait for it to be done and then I'll look at the transcript of like the moves and be like, oh, that's well, that's way more entertaining.
If nothing else, you could just capture that VOD and then like people can scrub through it.
Yeah.
Like aside your transcription, if they want to like see the move and I don't know, man.
Yeah, maybe a recap would be better. Like just because I can remember my games after I play them. Like after you play enough games, you can like go home and you remember all the moves because you actually had like a meaning and like a reason behind all the moves, even if it was poor and you did badly. You still remember why you thought about that.
Yeah.
And you can remember it. So it's probably better to just do a recap after it of like here's the game, and then I can rush through all the stuff that's like deep theory that like no one cares about. It's just like this is the move you play in this position because it's good. Period. Like I'm not going to explain it. It's just good. And then when it gets into the mid game, then it's like, oh, here was my thought process about this move. That might be more interesting, but I don't know. It's a very unique select audience.
For the people that weren't around for it, I liked diving into your StarCraft streams where you would like recap your match or like a match someone sent you. Like that was super interesting to me.
I had fun with that. Yeah, StarCraft was. I still like get the itch to play it, but I'm like my mittens, my oven mitt hands can't click the buttons that fast anymore.
Yeah, for anybody that's not familiar in the chat, I took it like 2 months off of streaming because I had some carpal issue.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, first time chatter. That is. I don't. Promotion for your champion. Yeah, no thanks.
Thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Blue collar Bono.
Blue collar Bono.
Bono. Belalio. I don't know. I respect the hustle, but I am not in the play. I don't need that. First, I need to not. I need to get consistent at streaming before anyone worries about what I'm doing.
But how's your carpal tunnel doing?
It's better. I've been stretching, I've been resting, but then all this moving happened and I exacerbated it a bit, and now I have a bruise on my palm. So we're gonna get it. We're gonna get there, guys.
Super Pants, don't abuse your power. You've been trusted with with power. He's just gonna ban everyone that comes into your chat because he can.
No one has to watch this.
Yeah, no one gets past the gatekeeper. You're
really you're protecting people from me. Well, I guess we should introduce what we're doing today, huh?
Yeah.
So I asked Dan if he wanted to pitch more spooky, scary things at us. If you may remember, we've done this for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So this will be the third year.
I'm excited. So I forget which ones we did last year. There's one that I'm like, I almost guarantee we did this one last year, but I don't remember.
Okay.
Let me ask you really quick.
Are they Japanese or are they one of the European ones?
This is a Japanese one. I know we did some weird hybrid beasts in the past that were like kind of like creepy and spooky stuff, but there's one that I was like, I think it's called the well, I'll just say it. It's the Tsuchigumo. It has like
we did do that.
Okay. Yeah, the tiger body, spider limbs, and then the face of a demon.
That is an excellent point. Let me bring up, as we talk about them, why don't I bring them up?
Oh, there we go. Then I have a bunch prepared that are actually pretty. I felt like I did pretty good this year with finding them.
Well, this was just also a way for people to see what's been done, what's possible. All right. This isn't the one, but this was one we worked on. Abaddon.
Oh.
So that was one of our previous year spooky entries. He was some kind of. He was like pseudo Lucifer or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Lucifer Light. Diet Lucifer.
Yeah, Diet Lucifer. That's
all the calories. All the flavor with half the calories. Yeah.
Love it. Where is it? I forget that I also name them really stupid things. Here's the Tsuchigumo. Or this was my interpretation of it.
Yeah. I loved this one. Okay, I remember this one now. Yeah.
And I think there was at least one more that was the Teke Teke.
Yeah.
Where did I put that? Yeah, right here. Bam.
Dude, you got all these saved. This is organized. Look at you.
I have it's a whole archive. I used to have what I called image rewards for that buy me a coffee or whatever. So people could go in and like check out my archived like finished stream pieces, you know.
I dig that.
So
it's a good idea. It's good promo.
Hey, it worked for making the promo thing for today's stream.
There you go.
Okay, now to throw my keyboard on the ground and start doing art about
Okay, so I've got 4 more in the pipe today that we've not done before.
I'm so excited.
And some of them are more like the image of them is kind of weird, which is why I picked them. Okay. And some of them are like the story behind them is pretty freaky spooky, but still like you could conceptualize it in a kind of spooky way.
Yes.
And so I think we'll do similar to last time where I'll give you the description of it, tell you the story, the backstory of it, then you can draw it and we can chat while you draw it, and then once you have a completed drawing, I'll share with you the online representation that they have of it, and we can compare what you did to what the internet thinks about it.
I am so excited. I also due to the carpal thing, I have to hold my pen differently, so no one judge me if it takes me a long time to get used to it.
Hey man, you do exactly what you need to do to make this, to figure out how to make that happen. It's
all I want to do is give you guys some good spooky stuff.
Some spookiness.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna start off a little tame.
You can't buy me today. Hot dog, man. I love that reference, Super Pants. Any Lonely Island fans?
here we go. So, demon, or I guess a spirit, number 1. This one's pretty tame, but I wanted to get your interpretation of it.
Okay. Let me grab a good pencil. That's not the right one. You know what? That'll work. Can everyone see that okay? Remember to give content warnings for phobias. Good point, Super Pants. If at any point there's a...
Buddy, you are 10 steps ahead of the game.
Yeah, if at any point something seems real... Before I depict anything, we'll give a warning. How's that?
So here, I guess I can give you kind of a so there'll be some gore-ish stuff today in one of them.
Okay.
But it also depends very much on what you draw, right? So one of the interpretations has some gore-ish tones to it. One of it involves a snake.
Oh, okay.
Then I think after that there shouldn't be any big triggers. I don't have any spiders this year. I don't have any things like that. But there is one snake-ish. It's not a snake. It's a snake-ish thing. And then there is some gory kind of spookiness. Okay. But I don't think there's any...
I put that we're doing spooky art. I'm going to go ahead and in my title do, I don't know, trigger warning violent, maybe?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Violent or disturbing. How's that? Or potentially.
Like you'll... Actually, that should probably bring in more people, if anything.
Yeah.
Usually that warning stuff, they're like, it's like someone yelling fire. They'll come running.
See, I haven't cracked the idea of like how to name all my streams to have like real eye-catching potential. Violent or disturb. I'm typing one-handed. This sucks.
Just you've got one pointer finger extended, just pecking at the keys.
I have to hold my keyboard above my drawing tablet and type with the other hand. Yeah, I did put Holly in the lineup, Super Pants, because we weren't sure yet if Holly
could potentially make an appearance.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say she can't just jump in the Discord and talk?
You know what? She's here right now, but she's a ghost, so you can't see or hear her. But
oh god, I've been drawing cryptid Hollies this whole time. I said disturbance. Ugh. Disturbing depictions. No one's gonna read all of this title.
Hello, viewer, is how it begins.
Yeah. My dearest Mayabelle. It's a cold winter on the war front. The South has pushed us. Alrighty. So, title updated. Trigger warning for potentially violent or disturbing images. Let's frickin' go.
All right. So the first one is the. So again, we're starting off a little bit tame. It's more of the concept than the actual image itself. But this is the Yamauba.
Okay, mountain.
Good, Uba. So if you know Uba, I'll be very surprised. So Yama, correct mountain, Uba. Uba means like hag.
Oh.
Like a hag. So mountain hag. Uba, Yamauba.
Oh, is it like a derivative of Oba?
Yeah, very much.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just you connect it to a different word and it changes because Japanese likes to do that stuff.
They sure do. I was pointing that out to Super Pants. They were starting to learn a little bit of how to read Japanese, and I'm like,
good luck, buddy.
Listen, they're gonna have letters in there that don't belong in there, and it's to help you and hurt you.
Yep. Yeah. Once you start learning kanji, you're like, oh, I get it. But if you're just doing katakana, hiragana, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all.
All right. I already love where we're starting off. A mountain hag.
Yes. So I'll read the description, and I'll give you some backstory, and then I want your depiction of this. So again, these decrepit hags, depicted as old women with messy hair, and filthy kimonos are known to offer shelter to weary travelers, only to kill them once they fall asleep. The Yamauba were once regular women who fled the forest after being accused of crimes.
Oh.
Another theory is they were victims of ubastete, which is really like a horrible word, but it means like abandoning a woman. So like during times of famine, when you just like...
Oh, stete is throw away. So throw the hag away.
Yeah, so it says here, during times such as famine, a family would lead their elderly into the forest to die. And then they would grow angry and resentful, obviously, becoming cannibalistic and practicing black magic. So this is the Yamauba, and basically, again, it's kind of a mountain hag. It's not necessarily a demon, I would say, but it's like just a very spooky thing that... when you're walking in the woods in Japan, like hiking and stuff like that, there's a lot of great places to hike. There's a lot of weird stuff, like weird monsters and creatures that are in folklore. When you're walking around, you hear like a rustling in the bushes and stuff like that. So these Yamauba are like legitimately things people are scared of. Like if you're walking through the woods and you see like an old like abandoned person, this is, this happens sometimes, unfortunately, and it's pretty creepy. So they've gone a step further, and now they've said she does black magic and cannibalism. So
I love that
I'll give you again. This one's more about
the
spooky theme of it rather than the spooky image of it. But I wanted to get your interpretation of this one at the start.
I'm so... Oh God. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to... Do you want me to draw like a scene or like just the character, you think?
So that's up to you. I like, again, I want your interpretation of it. We don't need to do all four today. I've got some interesting stuff, but we can give it as homework later if you want. But yeah, just go for it.
Hey, who's to say we don't sit down and record a YouTube video one day of all the things we didn't make it to today?
You know what? I would be totally down for that.
Well, I'll be up in your Discord, baby.
It's already in my schedule. I'll type it in one-handedly.
We're all just doing things one-handedly. I promise it's not weird.
So let me give you a description of all of them today. So we don't need to do... this is a good idea. So I'll run through all of them.
Okay.
And we can write them down, and then you can pick which ones you would want to do on stream. Maybe that's better. So this is the first one. This is the Yamauba.
What if we can get like chat to vote?
That's all.
On what they want to see today.
You got it, man.
All right, let's hear number 2.
All right, number 2 is... Oh my God, hold on 1 second. I scrolled and now it's gone. 1 second.
It's all been ruined.
It has. Okay, well, I know that this one is another... Okay, this wasn't the order I initially intended. I have to find one of them that I lost. But anyway, this is the Akamanto. Akamanto.
Red... is what this one's called. Mando?
Manto.
Sorry.
Akamanto.
Manto,
Manto means like cape or cloak. So this is the red cloak. Red, so the red cape or the red cloak.
All right. This sounds more like a vigilante.
It is very not that.
It's just Spawn.
You hear the description, it's very not that.
It's just Spawn from the Marvel comics. No, we're in ads. Crap. Sorry guys. We will wait the minute and 20 seconds. And in that time, I'm going to bring up my Twitch so I can tell when that's happening. Oh boy. I'm not gonna lie, I am using this time to also like try and give myself a brief conceptualization of what we're thinking for these. Stream manager. Oh, wait. Helps you bring guests onto your stream and includes safety and moderation feature. Oh. Did you know we could have a stream together?
Oh my God, no, I did not know that.
Import up to 5 guests to your stream through browser sources. Any phone-verified Twitch user can join. Yeah. Holy crap.
Well, maybe we'll do that next time. I don't want to open up my... Again, I have 73 things pending on my current one. I have to go in like exercise that page in order to use it, but yeah.
Where is my ad thing? I'm trying to figure out.
On my screen, you're not running ads. On mine, I can see you.
Oh my god. Where is it? Did it remove my management of that? Okay, so many things are happening, but if
I can see you.
Are ads running? Anyone else see ads running? No. Has it lied to me?
It's all right. Maybe it just asked you should run ads, but I don't see any ads on my side.
Well, you're also... Do you have a subscription? I
believe so.
Okay, it doesn't export people with subs. So
I'm special.
So that matters to no one else except for the people. You got a notification.
Robust ad blocker.
Man,
that's that a boy.
That's my revenue. Oh no.
He's just taking all your revenue and throwing it in the trash.
Just the absolute dumpster fire. Oh well. You know what? We'll keep going with the list. Even if people are ads, we'll come back to this.
Akamanto. Here we go. So Akamanto is a cloaked figure that approaches specifically in bathrooms when you're alone. So like the most vulnerable spot of them.
Oh my god.
And
I think I just learned about this yesterday. Please
Are you
go
kidding
on. Me? Please go on.
So the Akamanto basically offers you 2 pieces of cloth or paper. They hold like 2 out. Like, do you want the red one or the black one? And if you choose the black one, they drag you straight to hell and you're dead. If you choose the red one, they first flail your skin off and then they drag you straight to hell. So the only thing that you can do is ignore them. You have to ignore them and just like go about your day and then leave. And then you're okay. But they're very pestering and they're going to like keep begging you for stuff. So they have 2 spools. Sometimes it's blue and red. Sometimes it's black and red.
I heard the blue and red.
The blue and red. So we'll go with blue and red. Yeah.
I mean, either way, the red is skinned and the black is straight to hell.
Yeah. And you're just vulnerable in the bathroom. You're just trying to do your business, and this like gaudy red cloaked figure comes up to you that's masked. I'm sorry, they have a mask as well. And then they're like, "You want one of these papers?" And you're like, "No, go away." And they're like, "No, pick one of the papers." And like, "I'll take the red one." And then they just tear your skin off and then drag you to hell. And you're like, "Whoa, that was sudden. That was sudden and aggressive." Is what that was.
So I heard what do they call that? Abbreviated version where it was toilet paper because they're in the bathroom. And I thought that was especially scary because in Japan, there's not always just toilet paper. You take that stuff with you. Yeah. And it's cool because at stations, people will just hand out like tissue and stuff.
Yeah. If you take it.
Yeah.
You get dragged. No.
Imagine just walking by one of those dudes and they're like, "Oh, gotcha, going to hell."
Gotcha. Just smothers you with a pillow like, on the street. You're like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" So that's the Akamanto.
That is great. I already love that. All right.
So we're getting into some spooky figures now. So those are the 2 kind of conceptually spooky ones. Now we're getting into some weird ones.
Oh,
so this one's the kind of the most visually kind of spooky one coming up here. So this one is called the Funayure. Yurei is like just a Japanese word for like one of the multiple types of ghosts they have. So yurei is like ghost, and funa means like boat. The boat ghost.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, fune is boat, but again, to put words together, it's
Yeah, the vowel glides and such.
Yeah.
So let me write that rough translation. Boat ghost.
Boat spirit. Let's call it.
I like that better. Boat spirit.
So these are similar to sirens, where these creatures. It says here, so they're similar to sirens. These creatures yearn to drown people. They're said to use ladies to fill boats with water and make them sink.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, not ladies, ladles. Sorry, I read that wrong. Ladles. So they filled the boat with ladies and then it would sink, yes. But they use ladles.
I'd be fine with that.
To fill water. But like these are Japanese ladles. If you've gone to a bathhouse, that big like bucket.
Oh, they call that a ladle?
That's called a ladle here.
Oh, okay.
So that's what they're talking about.
I'm going to call it a ladle bucket.
A ladle bucket. So these are half snake, half human beasts that live in the water, in like rivers and stuff like that. So not necessarily oceans, but a lot of times they'll be in rivers and stuff like that. And yeah, their
like
whole
overland
thing is to try
water.
To drown you, and they're humanish snake monsters. And it says the ways to fend them off is usually you throw like a rice ball into the ocean, or bring them, or you like put ladles out that are missing the bottom, so they can't use the ladle to fill your boat. What is this engine outside my house? What the heck? Oh, I know what that is. 1 second. I'm sorry.
No worries. Ghost boat. Just combine the elements. These are already some very fun options. The Yamauba was whoa. That's a rough story. Just leading their well, I mean, cats do it to their sick. Lead them away to die.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
No worries.
We had the dryer was our washing machine was going, and it did that thing where like all of the clothes go to like one corner of it, and then it like just violently shakes. And I was like, there's either someone's 1930s old car starting in my bathroom, or the washer is going crazy. I just figured out it was the washer.
I suspected it might have been like a delivery service, like with a truck.
That's what, honestly, I was like, I thought it, and I left my room, and the sound was not coming from the street. It was like coming from inside my house. I was like,
that's the true horror.
What could that be? Yeah, and I walked into my washing machine's just going nuts. But I separated the towels, now we're fine. So sorry about that. So yeah, the boat ghost looks like a half snake, half person in the water. They drag people through into the water to drown them. The other thing they do is they fill boats with water from ladles, not ladies, and yeah, the ladle bucket. So that's the kind of spooky-ish looking one. A snake person drowning people.
I have to pause it. Do you think they got the lore for Gyarados kind of from this? Because I remember in Pokemon Snap you had to lure them out with rice balls or like throwing food.
You know
at
what?
them.
You're like, the more you talk about it, I think yes.
Yeah, man.
Like, and I'll save this comment for that. I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to.
I
don't want to hinder your creativity of what this could potentially look like. So I'll save a comment about.
That's like putting your thumb on the scale.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Interesting.
Number 4.
Okay, number 4. This one is one of the creepiest little things I've heard. This is called the Kama Itachi. Kama Itachi.
Okay, hold on.
Kama Itachi.
One. Damn it! No, I don't have it.
Itachi. Itachi.
I was trying to like in my head like translate it.
Oh yeah, this one's rough. Itachi is like not a word that you hear too much.
Unless you're a big fan of Hitachi, the brand.
There you go. There you go. So, Kama Itachi is the sickle weasel. Like a sickle that you use to like cut grass, and then weasel, like the animal. Sickle weasel.
I like where this is going already.
Yeah, dude, this one I dug deep for this one. This one is one that like I would be so surprised if anyone has ever heard of this. This one was deep.
All right, so what's this dude's deal?
So, first off, they travel on dust devils. They travel as the wind, which is pretty sweet. And then they attack in threes. So there's 3 of these little sickle weasels that attack you at the same time. The first one comes and cuts your legs out from under you.
Oh, they each do something different?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The second one comes and basically cuts you like thousands of times with its sickle-like claws.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one, as the second one's cutting you, it will bandage some of the wounds so you can't die from it, but it will maim you, and then they go away in the wind.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, the sickle weasels are nasty. I don't know where this came from, but like...
They're just real
So it says...
I'll phrase that differently. I'll say tend wound, prolong life, or prolong suffering.
Yeah, prolonged suffering. You're not going to walk away from this happy, but you're not going to die from it.
So, oh my god, so they don't kill you, they just really mess you up.
They maim you, yeah.
So it's the American healthcare system. Oh my god.
Hey, there it is. Now known as Sickle Weasel Inc. Because it's for profit, so incorporated.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
Yeah, this one was wild, like reading this. So they come in with the wind. You can't see them until they're there. They have claws of sickles. And then, 3 of them. One cuts your legs out from under you, so you fall. The second one, like, just cuts you to pieces. And then the third one kind of suppresses the bleeding and sutures you while the second one's cutting you. And then they're just off in the wind again. And then you're just left there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so the sickle weasels are, like, ridiculous.
Do they state like a motivation, or are they just like an unfortunate being?
Yeah, it's just a very unfortunate thing to happen. Yep.
They're like, listen, you can't avoid it. This is just what's going to happen. These are what sickle weasels are.
If it's windy, you could have to deal with sickle weasels.
When is it not windy in Japan, though?
Yeah, Japan's pretty windy too.
I mean, you got so many valleys. It's like so much mountain. It's more mountain than I think people realize.
Yeah, it's very much mountain.
Oh my gosh.
So, and then I have one last little bonus one here that's pretty simple. Pretty simple, but okay, I think it's kind of amazing and hilarious. And this is another one I dug really deep for, and I don't know where it comes from, and there's very little like backstory as to why this is a thing.
Excellent.
So you could do it in that little corner on the right there, that little side corner right there. This it's not a very deep description like the sickle weasels. This one's pretty simple. This one's called the, what the hell? I can't even read this. Atakiraura.
Atakiraura?
Atakirauwa. Sorry, not ra and wa. Katakirauwa.
Katakira or atakira?
Atakira.
Like that? Oh, I kept mishearing that. Kata. Is it
the beginning is K-A. Ka.
Got it.
Then you're good.
Okay, let's see if I remember this. Kata is a form.
Yep.
Kira is kill or cut.
Yes, sliced, separate to yes.
Yeah. And ua is, oh god, this was a vocabulary word, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was the same that we learned. It's an animal. I'll give you a hint. The ua is
Oh, okay. No, I was in the wrong vein. I was thinking like inlet or something.
Yeah, this is it means like boar is another word for ua.
Okay.
So yeah, you're actually doing, you did, you nailed it basically.
But that's just the rough translation. I need you to give me the good one.
Yeah, so this is I don't even know. They call it the black boar in English, the black boar. But it doesn't really do its name justice, but its description does.
The Japanese name sounds way cooler.
Yeah. The description is, this is a black shadowless pig. So this pig does not cast shadows, or this boar does not cast shadows. It comes out at night.
God.
And it's black. It has one eye. It has red eyes and one ear.
Red eyes, one ear.
And if it runs between your legs, it takes your soul.
Oh.
Yeah.
This sounds like the Grimm version of this. Like it was probably a way to scare kids away from playing with pigs.
Yeah, a lot of these seem that way. Like the I don't know, the sickle weasel. Like that one's just brutal all around. But
probably get out the way if you see dust storms, because you could, I don't know.
Yeah, you could get maimed and mauled, and then sutured.
I guess the definitions might or the premise might change based on like when these things were invented.
That's a good point. These are all from Edo period. So from like 1600, 1700. That's where most of these come from.
I thought Edo started in 1550.
Late Edo. Yeah, you're correct. 15 is when it started. This is like late to mid. It's in that Edo, but they didn't start originally at it.
Okay. I wasn't trying to like one up you. I was just checking my knowledge.
You've got your histories in line. Perfect.
For whatever reason, Japanese history I remember very well.
It's because it's interesting. It's not like a bunch of dudes like signing papers. Like there's stuff that happens in it, honestly.
It is funny. Like not funny like haha, but funny, interesting to see how they kind of just are like, oh, I see the rest of the world operates a little bit differently. I guess we'll just go find a system that works.
Yeah.
Shame it was the German, though.
Unfortunately.
Takes your soul. Okay.
So yeah, these are the spirits and the spookies that I found for this episode.
Okay. Well, chat, we have our work cut out for us. Anyone in chat, go ahead and give us which one you want to see. We have the Yama Uba, the Mountain Hag, the Akamanto, the Red Cape or Red Cloak, Funayure, the Boat Spirit, the Kama Itachi, the Sickle Weasel, and the Katakirua, the Black Boar. Give you guys a few to peruse. I'll leave the names up here. I would make a poll, but I don't think there's enough people for that to be warranted. So let's just
basically it's first come first serve. If you put your opinion in the chat, we're probably gonna draw that one.
Probably.
So yeah, these took, some of them were okay. So I have to, while the chat's thinking, this was interesting to me. So last time we did this, I did the Jomoguno, which was like the Spider Woman, right? Like we did a lot of the ones that we had done in the past after we did it, like 3 weeks or so after we did that, I kept seeing these YouTube videos of like people that were like explaining these ghosts, and I was like, the metaverse totally stole our stream that day. Yeah, like, I'd never seen any of these monsters before, and then they were like all over YouTube, and I was like, what the heck is this? This is
so now they found us doing it badly, and they're like, I bet I could do that better.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. If I see a YouTube thing over the next 3 weeks about like a sickle weasel, I'm gonna be like, dude, this is 100% the listening, because I had to like dig deep for that. I had to dig real deep for that.
All right, we have a vote for Funayure.
Oh yeah,
I'm surprised Superpans voted for the half snake. Gonna be honest, because I know they don't like snakes either. Alrighty, well, first idea, best idea. Okay, so here's the deal. We got to get a whole boat in this thing. You forced my hand, and now I draw a boat.
Ghost boat.
Ghost boat. Ghost boat. I'm gonna change the orientation of this. I want it to be a landscape.
I was like, if you're gonna draw like this perspective coming at us, like this is gonna be nuts.
That's an even better idea. Good call.
See me. This is what I do. I have no artistic ability,
but
I can draw a circle.
Here's the thing.
I can draw a damn good circle.
I spend so much time writing and doing like brainy work for like the comics and stuff. I need someone to just come in here and tell me what to draw or challenge me to draw stuff. That's when I
can do that.
That's when I thrive the most. When chat was like, back when I was like doing the viewer's choice like more steadily.
Oh, dude, yeah, those were fun.
Like that was
Gross Piglet is still one of my favorite things you've ever drawn. That was amazing.
Oh man. Okay, let's do. All right, I'm gonna do this all in black so that you guys can see it, but I'm gonna go through with like real rough sketch phase first. So, forgive me. So I'm doing a third approach. So we have our 9 rectangles, and that's just going to help us figure out where we need the whole thing to go, so we make an interesting picture.
I like this. Art lessons with Matt.
I mean, I like to describe what I'm doing. I've had compliments on my composition, like how I set up and put the pieces together. So every time I get a chance to, I try to explain how I work it out.
I love it.
All right. Gosh, this is gonna be cool. All right, I'm gonna color block a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get this real fuzzy brush, and I'm gonna figure out some shapes.
Let's do it.
Ooh, you know what actually would be kind of cool? Like a boat from the back. And then we can see kind of under the water a little bit. So I'm thinking maybe it's pointed away from us a little bit. I don't know what size boat we think we're looking at.
I think it depends on what your water source is. Are you on the ocean or are you in a river?
Oh, okay. Let's do the river. Because they're not in oceans. We discussed they're on overland water sources.
Mostly, yes. They can be in oceans as well, but I don't see deep ocean. It's not in the spirit of the ghost.
So this could still be really cool. I'm imagining my horizon line is going to be right here. So I think they're Chinese design, but there's like little river boats that you like push. I do you know if they have an analog to that in Japan?
I believe so. Riverboats. It's very similar, I think. Japanese.
Like it's like a long shallow boat.
Yeah. Basically, 100%. They have those. Yeah.
Awesome.
They have those in Tokyo. If you go to the Sumida River.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can like have them.
Oh, it's a gondola.
Kind of. It's like yeah. It's a gondola. It's slightly
it's a
different.
Japanese gondola.
Yeah, perfect. You got it. Yeah.
Woo! Look at us educating people, man.
Look.
All right.
Came to the stream to watch some drawn. You get to leave with some history and some cultural education.
All right. So that means we're gonna have like some banks here. And there's going to be like a vanishing point up there. That'll be cool. We're not worried about that right now. We're just getting the pieces together to tell our little story. The story...
You know how I can tell you're a better artist than me is because I would be able to think about like, oh, I'd love to be able to draw a boat from like the back. And then I would immediately freeze and be like, I have no idea how to like even like, I have no idea how to do that. And you have... the bones of a boat from the back, like immediately. Yeah, you have a much better foundation for like visualizing how things are than I do.
So it's interesting. I have a like moderate aphantasia where I can't. It's hard for me to just pull something out of my memory as a. Like if you told me to imagine something, it's like a grainy, staticky image. I don't have like a really clear idea. But the moment the idea starts moving through my brain to my hand, it becomes clearer.
That's cool.
And this is something I always tell people. We're all afraid of taking little art breaks and stuff. But if you don't take time to restore or to load up your artist inventory up in your brain... That's how you get used to drawing anything, is being able to recall, like filling up your little artist gallery with images, like how things look, like just finding interesting things, like observing the world. Like you just got to pay attention, and then life will show you some cool stuff for you to draw on.
That's very interesting to me. So like if you go out and you're like walking around, let's say you see a car from behind, would you look at, because for me, I look at that car and I go, car. And then I like continue walking. It's just gone. But would you look at that and try to think about, okay, what are the lines doing if I'm looking at it from this angle? And
yeah.
Like how would I potentially draw that? Is that a thought that you have?
Yeah. So the first thing I do when I see something that interests me, I try to identify what's interesting about it to me.
Oh.
And then I figure out what shapes it would take to make that. And then you kind of just start stacking the blocks in your head while you're looking at it, like you're trying to break it down into its most basic geometric shapes,
Like that. That's not how my brain sees things. It's not how I think about things. I thinking about it like,
oh, it says ad break in progress, but I don't even know that we have anyone here who doesn't have a sub. Do we know how many people are even in this room?
Got 5 in the chat.
Well, that's probably more than people that have subs, but I don't think they're going to miss a minute and 30 seconds of drawing. I'm going to be honest with you.
That's fine. Yeah, you're right. Honestly, I'm trying to think of how I envision stuff. Like if I see something that I find interesting, I don't.
Sometimes I'll take a picture of it.
Art-centric brain. I don't try to draw things. That's not a skill that I even try to at all.
Yeah, I mean, that would just be empty extra processing space in your brain, right? Like if that's not the goal that you look at stuff with, then you're like, okay, I don't need that information. So you get to like just let it drift by, you know?
Yeah, I remember scenes, like a still of something. So for example, I went to a bathhouse this week. I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday or something. I don't remember exactly, but I went to a bathhouse sometime this week with my wife, and she went to the girl's side, I went to the guy's side. We were in the bath, but it was on this beach, basically. It was like right on a harbor. So
cool.
we were in a bath, but when you looked out, it was an outdoor bath, so el tembro. And when we looked out to the scenery, basically, it was you were at the same level as the sea level. So like I was sitting in a bath, there was like a wall, and then on the other side of that wall there was just like the harbor at the same level I was. So it was kind of like you were just sitting in the ocean, but it was nice and warm and not like salty and cold. And the opposite side of the harbor was this mountain range, and we went during sunset. So we saw like the sunset reflect off of the clouds and then off of the water, and then the silhouette of the mountains, and then you were like, you heard I took in the whole image itself and like the whole experience and like the sounds and the smell. And I remembered that. Like that's how my
so you snapshot like I can that moment.
Remember like a 10-second video.
You clip it like
if you took
Twitch.
Like a 10-second video of it.
You make a Twitch clip of your daily interactions.
Exactly. Yes. So that's how I remember stuff, but it's very much like the whole picture. I don't break it down like you said to like what shapes would I use to do that. I've never thought of that. If I looked at the mountain range, I would remember what the mountain range looked like. You know, I would remember its peaks and valleys, but I would remember it in context to like what the clouds were doing that day. So I could remember the whole image, like relating it to different things, not specifically to like shape itself.
Yeah, my brain discards stuff that it doesn't that's not interested in, which, you know, that's part of the ADHD, and that gets you in trouble. But you know, it's like the one that gets me in trouble the most is if I find an interesting looking person.
Just stare at him like, well, it's like you like one of my French girls.
Yeah, it's like there's no way for me to not make that sound like I'm trying to lure someone, like. And like imagine going up and be like, hey, you have a really distinct nose, can I take a picture of it? Like,
go fuck yourself. Yeah,
like, I'm sorry. They'd be like, who are you, why do you want pictures of me, pervert? And I'm like, no, I promise.
Right. Like, sorry.
But if you did want to take your clothes off so I can have figure models, it's all for science. So I'm doing something right now that I don't usually do, and that's go immediately in with color on some of this stuff. But I'm just trying to like imagine the creepiest scenario in which you could run into one of these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm imagining if it's a riverside, there's probably either going to be some bamboo along the shores or maybe some wild rice or something.
Yeah.
You know, depending on where you are. And then we'll go in here and draw some like... This is very Bob Ross style. I'm just throwing color down to see what sticks. Because I'm also imagining it might be a little darker. Like maybe he'll have one of those like lanterns on the front of his thing.
Mm. I have some comments that I want to make about this when you're done. I don't want to say anything now because I think it would influence how you are drawing, and I don't want to influence that at all. But
okay.
There are some really interesting things you're doing that I'm interested to talk about later.
Ooh, are they related to the image? Like the prompt? Like am I hitting something or?
Not the prompt, no. Like
okay.
It is an art style.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't as much insight as I have on other things, I have no insight on like my describing my style to people. So that has hindered me in trying to take commissions because they're like, "What's your style?" I'm like, "I don't know how to describe it."
Yeah, it depends on a lot of things. That is very difficult to. Yeah, I don't know how. I mean,
did some of these have like the palanquin thing on the back for shade? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, that is popular here.
Okay.
Japanese people don't like the sun very much.
That is very true. Oh God, what was that almost offensive terminology we learned for getting a suntan?
Iyake?
Like your
Iyake means like sunburn, but like what was it?
It was like the skin becomes black or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
You can't really say that. It's 2023. We can't. You gotta change your.
You can say that. I won't.
Your vernacular. That's the word. That's a good word. Oh my God, I haven't said that word in a long time. Oh my God, vernacular. Oh, I'll say it again.
Yeah, there's nothing like breaking out like the $10 words every once in a while, you know?
Yeah. Dude, I don't get enough chance to do it. I don't speak enough English here.
Well, that's why you gotta link up with me, man.
Yeah.
We'll keep you grounded.
Be my English outlet.
And then I'll just make your Japanese worse.
Yeah, it's a very hard thing to get worse from where I am now. It would take set that bar very low.
I mean, you've successfully married someone, so like I feel like you have some grasp of the language, you know?
I can speak it. I can do my jobs with it, but I don't know. It's one of those things that you're never. I think it's probably very similar to your art, where you would never be like, "I'm good enough at art."
Oh yeah,
right. Like, that's not a thing that you would ever say. You're like, I'm still bad at this, and regardless of how much time you put into it, you'd still be like, I can't draw this very well, even if it was like top of the world level. You'd still be like unsatisfied. But that's how my Japanese is too.
I get it. Yeah.
A lot of people I'll talk to, and they'll be like, "Oh my God!" Like yesterday, I went out drinking.
All right.
And I was talking to this. While I was waiting for my wife to finish work, I just went to this bar and I was talking to the people at the bar. We just talked about cars for like a long time. Like the two dudes I was talking to, I didn't know them. I met them at this bar and they were like super into cars. And I was like, I work at a company that has things to do with cars.
Right.
And we started talking. And I know a lot of stuff about cars just because of like I need to do that. It's part of my work.
Right.
Part of work. I'm not interested in it necessarily, but you just learn this stuff. And we were talking the whole night about it, and they were like, "Oh my God, you're Japanese." And I was like, "Well, we're talking about stuff that I have to talk about at work."
Yeah.
And if you're forced to talk about it for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, you learn words. Like you learn it. You can talk about it. So.
Yeah, at that point, there's like not a way to not know that and still function.
Yeah, if you do anything for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for 7 years, you're going to get slightly good at it.
7 years, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? Been at my job for 7. 2015 is when I started working on it. It's the longest job I've ever had.
Do you like it more than teaching, you think?
I think teaching was more rewarding. Like, I enjoyed teaching more, but I didn't feel like I could retire if I was a teacher. I'm like, I'm going to work at this until I die. So I had to like make a decision early to get into a company while I could to like, as a foreigner, it's difficult to get in later, like the more you wait. So I was like, I got to do this right now.
I've had to describe that to people like, well, why don't you go teach now? And I'm like, man, I'm 34. They'd look at my resume and be like, ooh. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm in the exact same boat where I'm like, okay, well, I'm not a teacher. And I'm like, oh, dude, I had this soul crushing thing that happened. No. I do an English camp every year for my area. Where we have like 50 students that are only from my area because there's not a lot of foreigners in my area. We get money from like City Hall, and I host a 2-day English camp for these kids to come and try to speak English. And I have a bunch of ALTs and English teachers from around the city come, and I basically give them like 5 students. I'm like, all right, we have activities and stuff. I just want you to like, not teach English, but like let the student like use English with your students for 2 days so they have a chance to speak to someone native. It's a nonprofit thing I do every year. And we had this meeting for all of the teachers, and all of the teachers were like 23 and 24, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm such an ancient old man. I'm 34. I'm 10 years older, 11 years older than all of the new people here. And everyone was like, I've been in Japan for like 6 months. I'm like, I moved here in 2013. Like, I've been here for 10 years. I was just like, oh my God, I feel so ancient talking to these young kids.
Well, it's got to be even worse because you're not as plugged into like American like goings on.
Yeah.
So like trends and stuff. So I imagine like some of that probably sounds like eldritch curses.
Yeah, dude, it was so afterwards I like went home and I was like, that was upsetting. I was upset going to that meeting. But I'm done. I've done it now. Like, we unfortunately had to take 4 years off from the English camp due to COVID. Like, we couldn't gather 50 people during COVID.
Yeah, so the last one we did was
and waves 4 years ago. And at that time, I was just turning 30. I just turned 30. And like, yeah, the students were, the new teachers were, 5, 6, 7 years younger than me. But it was different. It was different. And then 4 years passed. And I didn't have that slow. It's the thing of like, if you boil a frog rather than like throw a frog into boiling water, it doesn't notice it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was that 4 years of me not doing it made me unaware of like how I was aging, and then just going back into it 4 years later, I was like, oh, that's an existential crisis. Existential crisis.
Man, if I could afford to come over, I would love to do that.
Dude, I would pay you. I'd give you $200 for that weekend. That's not enough for the plane ticket, but
that's izakaya money, man.
Yeah, right. Dude, $200. That's a night. That's a night at an izakaya. Ooh.
Oh my God! I just realized why my lights weren't working really well. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, take your time. By the way, I love this shadow man that you're drawing in the boat. I love this.
Oh, thanks. That's just color blocking. I'm trying to put everything in, but I think I'm getting some cool ideas.
Yeah, dude, I'm enjoying this.
All right, uno momento.
Take your time.
There we go. I don't know if that made a difference on your guys' end, but it's less bright in my room now. I had my overhead light on, so it was just beaming like white light at me. So it was like part daytime.
All right. White light.
Where is... Okay. I wanted to get the... I think I'll wide the boat out a little bit so we can see that there's more boat in front of him. I think.
I like that idea. Yeah, you had the boat perspective, and then you put the band in it, and you can't see the front of it. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll probably duck his head down so he avoids some tangents. So far so good. Maybe we have the lantern here. It would probably be a rice paper lantern, wouldn't it? For the time?
Technically, if we're looking at Edo period, yeah, it would be a paper lantern.
Okay, so...
Oh, so bonus ghost while we're doing this, because you said paper. Ooh. I remembered this. It's not a ghost. It's just a thing to like keep kids like in line. Where was it? Where was it? Oh yeah, the moku mokuren. Moku is I.
Oh yeah.
And then den is like rennaku.
Practice?
No, rennaku is like to correspond with something to like report, to like say. Then or like to continue, I guess you could kind of have like continue dialogue. Rennaku.
Okay.
Continue. So I continuation. Mokomokoden. The names don't translate for shit. They're horrible to translate. But anyway, like these are, if you poke holes in like paper doors and paper lanterns and stuff like that, moms would say that the mokomokoden would appear, which is just like unembodied eyes, like peek through, like an eyeball, like will peek through a hole in paper, so that like keeps kids from poking holes in it. You'd be like, oh my god, the mokomokoden are gonna come.
Yeah,
and you're just gonna have like to deal with an eyeball staring at you all night. So when you said the paper lantern, it reminded me of those. I looked up those. And I was like, that's cool, but it's not you don't want to dedicate a whole drawing to like an eyeball.
Yeah, a piece of paper. I mean, I can. It would be disturbing. That made me think of. I think that they had those in Spirited Away.
Yeah, they have like the more you kind of read these old stories and stuff, that this actually it kind of I have to kind of read these old stories to find these weird monsters and like these weird stories and things. And yeah, while I'm reading, I'm like, I get these pieces of culture that I didn't realize before, and then I go back and watch stuff later. I'm like, oh, that's what that is, the Mokomokoden thing.
That was. Not to boil it all down to pop media, but that I felt that way about anime after I actually started learning about culture and history and the language. I'm like, this makes so much more sense, and it's way funnier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the humor on stuff hits me way different now that I've been here for so long. Like I'll see something, I'm like, that's actually super hilarious. But it would be so hard to explain it to someone that hasn't been like done what I've done and like learned what I've learned. It's like, oh man,
that's like
it's funny. Just to understand that's really funny.
I just need you to know this is funny.
If you have my life experience, you would laugh at this too. I think a lot of humor is like that, though. Like, depending on, dark humor and stuff like that, just from what you find funny, other people will be like, what the actual hell are you laughing at?
Like, dude, are you okay? Like, no, it's funny. I mean, I'm not okay, but it's funny. It's why I'm funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my pain. My pain is what makes me a funny person to talk to.
This is a really dumb thing, but like, there was a part of me when I was like getting my depression diagnosis and getting on meds and stuff. I was like, am I going to be less funny?
I don't need that. I don't need to be less funny and sad. All right. I can take one or the other.
Yeah. Listen, if you're not going to let me be handsome, I have to be funny or else I have nothing.
Yeah, dude, you can't take both. All right. You sickle weasel bastard. You can't name me and then help me and run off at the same time.
Oh my god, do you still mess around with like tabletop RPGs?
Somewhat, but not nearly as much as I had before.
Okay, because I know you and your brothers had a Pathfinder campaign.
Yeah, we had a Pathfinder. I did a little bit of Warhammer with my brother as well, the actual figures and stuff like that. But
oh my god,
I think all of my figures are still in America. I don't think I brought them to Japan.
Well, is it as big there? Like popular?
Tabletops, yeah. D&D groups, I haven't participated, but I have found some D&D groups in Japan. That I could have participated in. It's just they had it at weird times on the weekend where I was like, I don't want to give up like 6 hours of my Saturday every Saturday.
Yeah, 6 hours. Yeah. That's a bit.
Yeah, there's some serious groups. But I mean, that's how Japan is, though, in my experience. It's like they don't kind of half-ass anything. They're like, I'm a hiker, and then if you show up in like sneakers, they're in like full like mountain climbing attire. You're like, dude, what are we climbing today? I thought we were just like walking. Like Japanese people, in my experience, have like an on-off switch for their hobbies. They're like they're either full into it, or they don't do it at all. So if they're like, there's a D&D group. Oh man, they go hard in the D&D group, which is why I haven't participated in them.
Yeah, I've been listening to these tabletop RPGs on like podcast stations. I'm like, man, I really would love to run some of these like more obscure games.
Oh yeah.
Like someone went through. They did Starfinder, the space version of Pathfinder.
Starfinder. I've actually never heard of that.
Yeah.
But it's immediately intriguing.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally just Pathfinder in space.
That scratches all of the right itches.
It sure does. Oh man, it's. And there's also there's a new one I started listening to called what was it, Daggers in the Dark or something. And it's all about like heists and like crime and like forming a gang and stuff. It's so interesting.
Yeah, I watch those mafia documentaries on YouTube constantly. Like Sammy the what is it? Sammy the Bull or whatever, like all these old names that I've heard of but I don't know who they are. I watch like a 2-hour documentary on those like constant. I find that stuff so interesting.
All right.
Check it out. What was it? Dagger? What was it?
Daggers in the Dark.
Daggers in the Dark.
If you're interested in listening to it, I suggest, and you know what, this is a recommendation for everybody. There's a podcast publisher called Glass Cannon Nation, and they have several different games run by several different people, and they play a lot of these like lesser known stories. They do Pathfinder. They have like a weird one. There's like a grab bag called Get in the Trunk. And
okay.
Haunted City was the one that had the Daggers in the Dark. And what's cool about them is they'll bring on like actors and improv and stuff, and really go in on it, and it's super cool. I'll
check this out. Like, I have a lot of commute time to my office, so.
Oh yeah, dude.
Put on and walk to my office.
I heavily suggest most of the things on there. Okay. I think it's time we start getting an idea of what these creatures are going to look like. And is that going to be visible for you guys? Yeah. I'm going to start blue for them. All right. I think we're going to draw a couple of them here. And
I like that.
All right. So
spooky.
So
it does not specify how many, if they're singular attackers or it does not specify. So I think.
Well, if you're gonna drown somebody with ladles, it feels like more than a one-person job, you know.
You make a very valid point.
Can you
It's
imagine?
like a very
like,
slow.
hold on,
staring at him like, dude, stop pouring water in my boat.
Because then you just stare at him like, hey, knock that off. And they're like, no, more water. And you're like, I'm gonna moor my boat. This is okay, so I definitely think composition wise, I'm gonna have like, we're gonna see like a little tail end, the tail end of the tail slithering like into the edge of the water.
A zinger.
I told you I'm a comedy genius.
Genius.
It's all because of my mental illness. All right, so. Gosh, which end do you hope is the snake, and which end do you hope is the person?
Right. I think you're in a lose-lose situation either way, to be quite honest.
Maybe they just vary. Maybe there's no one way for them to be.
Oh. Or that's a horrifying image. Segmented human snake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is where I love watching you draw stuff. When we get into like the weird Lovecraftian, like the unexplainable stuff where you're like, we'll do this. It's like, it's creepy.
Well, that's why I'm gonna need your help when I start my Cryptid Cleaners series.
Oh yes.
All right. I think. Why not split vertically?
Vertically, Jesus.
What a useless creature that would be. Can you imagine? You have to either hop or half swim.
Oh man.
I want it.
If we're gonna do vertically, we don't need to do left and right. We could do front half, back half. If you change the axis on it.
I definitely want this to have like really like hooked, gross hands.
Hmm.
Yeah. How about that? Little. Just real spindly. Yeah. And you know what? This guy's going to be doing like a real elaborate thing. He's going to be back through here.
Mm-hmm.
And so okay, let me ask you a cultural follow-up question that might determine how this goes. Do you think they kept those ladles in their boat and that's what they used, or do you think these guys had their own ladles ready to go?
That's a good question. Let me see. Let me look up. Let me consult the ancient texts.
This wiki article.
Yeah, I have literally that open.
Have you ever run one of these by some of your like Japanese friends?
Yeah, a lot of them. I've talked to my wife about them, and she's like, "Yeah, I've heard of these," but she's like the most soft, like doesn't like anything spooky at all. So when she hears about it, she's like, "I don't know, I don't want to talk about it."
I was gonna say, maybe don't show her my drawings of them.
Oh, I was reading the wrong thing. I was reading more about the scythe weasels or the sickle weasels, and I was like, this is brutal. And I was like, oh no, this is not the right one. All right, hold on. All right, so okay, hold on. All right, it doesn't say anything in this article about it. Doesn't say anything in this article about it. Let me check one more place.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere.
Need to use. So the ladle in this is depicted as if you go to a temple and you have that like little hand washing area before you go into the temple.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of the ladle that they've got imaged in a lot of this. So that'll be your contextual voice for a ladle.
Are you kidding? That's the size of like my fist.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty tiny. But
who's drowning in this? Are they drowning children?
Sometimes, yes.
You know what? Yeah. Incoming ad break in 5 minutes, apparently. Why is it saying it's running so many ads? I don't recall asking it to do that.
Dude, it's the metaverse.
Yeah. Twitch will do what Twitch will do. I mean, my stream is already marked like extremely mature because of my profanity that I sometimes use. Like that. Yeah, sure. I get you don't want kids listening to me, but like, man, I feel like if the minimum age to access an app is 13, let me cuss, you know?
Yeah, right? I was cussing at 13.
They're hearing much worse.
Dude, in 2023, 13-year-olds of this age, they're exposed to much more horrible stuff than I was at 13.
Oh, yeah, dude. My teaching really taught me that when I was at a charter school a couple years ago. They were referencing, like, really, like, adult TikToks, and I'm like, oh, no, where are your parents?
So no comments about if they're on the boat or they're brought So I'm going to leave that to. There are some slight interpretations. There are some interpretations of pictures that are different depending on the artist. So I want to leave it to your interpretation. I don't want to give you any prompt about that.
All right.
But I will say that they also. So you're drawing a river one right now, but there is, the deeper I go into this, they have some depictions of gigantic ones that do exist in the ocean.
Gigantic ones. Ooh.
Gigantic ones that do exist in the ocean. Of these, finayure.
You know what's funny? Even though I don't use Japanese a lot anymore, I do still in my brain go etto or ano or sa.
It's so much easier than I don't know why sucks so much, but
it's
ano, etto. That yeah.
It's the closing of the M sound is where all the effort comes from.
You're right. That's got to be it.
At least that's my lazy interpretation.
Makes sense to me. Yeah, but I'm coming back to the States in December. I'll be in Ohio for a little bit.
God.
If you're around, you should grab a beverage. But this is I have not been to America in 7 years. It's been 7 years since I've been in the United States.
Well, yeah, because I think the last time you said you were planning on it, COVID happened.
Yeah, I was coming in April of 2020 was when I had my ticket.
Were you able to get reimbursed for that?
No, we had to keep shifting it out like every year. They were like, "Oh, we're not going to reimburse you, but you can reschedule it." So we just like put it a year later, and then like the next year came, and they were like, "You still can't come, but we're still not going to reimburse it, but you can reschedule it." And it's like, "Oh my god!" So we just rescheduled it for like forever, and then finally,
this is still the same money.
Year, yeah, finally last year they gave us points. They were like, "We're not going to give you cash, but we'll give you points, and you can use those for whatever." And then yeah, we finally got it back, and yeah, we're coming this year. But that was a pain for like 3 years. One of them, if you didn't like renew it by like midnight of December 31st, they would just like cancel it. And I remember Yuki and I were in Japan, and we were celebrating New Year's, and Yuki it was like 2:30 in the morning or something like that, and Yuki was like, "Oh my god, Dan, we didn't renew. We didn't renew it. We lost our tickets." And I was like, "No, Yuki, the time lag. We still have like 4 hours." So like we were up at like 2:30 in the morning, like shifting these flights around one year. Both of us were just super angry and like upset that we had to do this at the New Year. It was like the worst opener to a year ever, but we got it.
Because New Year's even more of a big deal in Japan.
Yeah, it's like the holiday.
Yeah, thank God for the time lag though.
Yeah, that would have sucked. Tickets to America are expensive right now, man. The yen is so weak. The yen is so weak.
It's also very hard to afford to go to Japan. So I get it. Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, it's expensive. Usually you could find tickets until now, like $1,200 was like a standard ticket price to like go to Japan from all the layovers and like the flights out of, because there's no direct flight from Ohio to Japan. You gotta like go through somewhere, so all that adds up, and it was like $1,200 was a really, really good deal. You can't find anything for under like $1,800 right now per person. It's ridiculous. Flights and stuff has gotten so expensive.
Well, also the last time I was in Japan was in 2011.
Hey,
right?
You gotta come back out.
I would do terrible things to make that happen. Truly dreadful things.
If you get the ability to come out, you can stay here. We would let you.
I don't want to impose myself.
No, it would be fine. Like you would be, I think, the easiest person I've ever had come out. I remember, if you remember him from college, Lindsay-san came out once.
Did he?
And he passed through with some friends before he was getting married.
Oh,
and he stayed at my house. And he was one of the easier people to bring here because like he spoke Japanese. Like that's the issue. Everyone that wants to come to Japan has zero like Japanese ability. Yeah. So I have to like hold their hand and like do everything with them. They're like, I'm just like, buy a ticket, and they're like, what?
How do I?
Yeah, like I can't read anything. I'm illiterate in this country. I can't function. If you came out, it'd be like, I'm gonna go to work today. I have work, but you do you go to the city and do stuff.
Bye. I'm gonna get on the train.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I'm going to Asakusa or something.
Yeah. You would be a very easy to bring out person. I would allow you to come at any time. My family, if they want to come out, I'm like, you have to come out specifically on these dates when I have a holiday of Japan.
Yeah, because they
can't just let you go.
There's not one singular thing they can go do on their own.
No, nothing. They could walk around my neighborhood.
That's the one thing I also tell people that want to go to Japan and they ask me about it. I'm like, listen, if you're confident in your Japanese, by all means go outside of the big cities. But if you're not, don't. Stay in Tokyo where they have English signs on stuff.
Yeah.
Or
if you came up in
Kyoto
my city,
or Osaka,
you
maybe.
would be lost. You'd be lost in my city if you didn't speak Japanese.
It would be a pretty hefty rust shake-off for me, but I would enjoy it.
You would be fine. You would get out here in 10 hours. You'd be like, all right, I got this. I can get in trouble again. The amount of Japanese I know.
Hey, I made it through my trip to Japan with just Japanese 104.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you'd be fine.
But I was a very dedicated student back then.
So we had fun.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, remember when we got roped into doing that play for Kiyosue Sensei and the who was the organization? It was for the East Asian Languages and Literatures Department.
I remember this.
Right.
It was our final. It was our thesis where we had to do a play, and
I had to be the devil.
The teacher, right? You were the teacher, right?
Yeah, I was the devil teacher that harassed you and bullied you.
Yeah. You're like, no. Lindsay-san would say exactly what I said, but you would punish me for saying it exactly as he did. But you're like, no, it's wrong.
And I'd give you
exactly what he said. That's wrong.
15-stroke kanji versus how do you write in katakana?
Mountain. Yeah. Dude, that was I remember that. Yeah. Now that you said it, I remember it vividly.
Yeah,
that was
man.
Amazing.
Those were some fun times.
Oh, it was.
It was simpler. It was a lot more disappointing hearing our teachers be like, "Yeah, you're kind of going to be illiterate. We didn't get you there."
Yeah.
At that,
I still have that problem. I still have that problem when I come here, and if I'm doing something and they hand me a document, I'm like, "Oh, here we go." I'll get through as much of this as I can, but a lot of it, I'll just be like, "Look, can you just tell me what this document says?" I'll understand that.
Yeah, just instead of me reading it, I need you to interpret this for me. This is to check and see if we're on the same page and of understanding about this project.
Thank God for Google Translate. I get this long email. I'm like, okay, I could spend 20 minutes trying to read this. Or just throw it into Google Translate and read the Japanese, and when I hit a word I don't know, just look at the right and be like, okay, boom, and then keep going down.
Yeah, that's when I was applying for Japanese speaking positions here at sales and stuff. They were unimpressed with my ability to search out words in a Japanese dictionary. They're like, no, if you don't already have it. I'm like, how urgent are these emails? I can't pull up a reference.
Yeah.
There's not a time bomb in them. Okay, I think we're finally at a point where we gotta figure out what this head is.
I'm digging the hand.
I'm gonna make this
the hand and the body. I'm liking
more.
It's got a shoulder. That's freaky.
Yeah.
Snakes with shoulders. Freaky.
Well, I'm imagining it a little bit for all of my fellow nerds, a wantai.
Wantai.
It's almost like a basilisk snake person in Dungeons and Dragons.
Dig this.
and I think they have 4 arms though. But I'm not giving them 4 arms. That's overpowered. They need to be nerfed.
Maximum 2 arms.
Give me the min-max on the necks. How many? What's the minimum and maximum amount of snake necks we have?
Snake necks.
Okay. The way I'm imagining this is like, there's no way for me to draw this ladle looking menacing. Because it's a wood bucket, man.
Yeah, dude, you're right.
So I guess it's just gonna have to be, and then the terror will be in knowing what we know about it.
What the implication is of that ladle?
Yes, the implications.
The implied horror of a wooden ladle. A wooden ladle. I can't say that word today.
Well, you very infrequently in Japanese have to use the L sound.
Oh, you know what? You're very right. I didn't think of that.
Your jowls are morphing.
They're tightening. They're crystallizing. I don't have to use that sound.
Oh my God, you're the crystal skull. It's all real.
There it is. Holy shit. I forgot the word compensate yesterday.
To be fair, how often does anyone use that?
Compensate, was it? Yeah, it was compensate. I was having a meeting and I wanted to say like, oh no, it's not compensate. I see this. Here's how bad it wasn't. Compensate. It was compromise. Oh. That's the word I forgot to say yesterday. So that's how my English is, where I like forget the word and then I remember a different word instead of the word that I need it to be. So I was trying to say compromise, and we were having a meeting. And like my side wanted one thing and the other side wanted another thing, and I wanted to use the phrase, okay, look, we have to compromise about this. We have to do something. But I couldn't think of the word compromise. I was like, we have to, like, when I want something and you want something, so we both have to kind of, like, meet in the middle. And they're like, compromise. I was like, oh. I, like, grunted. I was like, yeah, that's the word I need. That was rough.
You become like that monkey that, like, hops up when they get the word. Rather,
yeah, very much. Exactly, yeah.
Here's the thing. When you're trying to communicate in multiple languages, you're just excited anyone gets it.
Dude, you're right. You're totally correct.
I'm
speaking, and like both sides understand, and my brain is melting out my ears because I have to like translate one language to another and then back to another in like almost real time. And yeah, it's just goo. It's just liquid goo dribbling out my ear.
Just real pink, fatty goo.
It's the grayish.
Pink. Am I insane, or did some of these have like a wood frame around the top to hold them?
I've seen that as well, where it's like a wood cup that's like stuck into like a framed. But I've also seen just like a circled ladle, like a cup with like a stick nailed to it.
I was just trying to think of what they would have been doing in Edo for this. I did give him a pot-sized ladle that I feel is a little bit more concerning for the boat individual. Because these things
that's a good point. These things like that one that holds like a third of a cup of water, you're gonna be here all day trying to fill it out.
Like, cool. You poured out enough to wash my hands so that I may enter this holy place. I hope I don't have to tip you.
Yeah, right.
Well, tipping's not a thing in Japan.
And Super Pants, the stream doesn't buffer as much as just my brain needs to buffer. That like spinning circle, that happens in my brain all the time when I'm trying to like flip between languages. I have to like recalibrate. Like, okay, hold on. I've had that in meetings where I start talking to like Americans in Japanese. And I'm like, no, you didn't understand anything I said. Hold on, I got to say it in English. And like, I'll say it back.
The buffer is your PC, not the internet. I don't know how that would be. Let me look at my task manager, and I'll get back to you.
It's just like 99% Google. There's like a Google Chrome site open and it's just sucking all of the bandwidth out of your computer.
Well, I actually completely stopped using Google Chrome because of that. I use Opera now. But I don't have that open. And none of my utilities are being tasked beyond 40%. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, guys. I am sorry. The VOD will be dope, though.
Yeah.
Look out for that on my YouTube.
Let's tune it in live. You can enjoy this actually better watching it later.
Yeah. There's nothing weird or wrong about me saying that. Inviting people to a live stream and telling them to catch it later. All right. So this is probably just on a bow or something. That's way big. Hold on. I still haven't drawn its head, so we don't know the full extent of this. I just spent a lot of time drawing age-appropriate boats and buckets and lantern. All right, we're gonna do a little perspective here. So that's gonna be further down because he's a wide boy and he's got these huge
450 megabytes.
Yeah, dude, I know. It's OBS, I think. It is constantly red. Even when it says I have like 7,000 kilobit per second, it's like red. It just hates the crap out of me. That's all I can figure, really.
I'm telling you, gotta burn that sage.
You're right.
It's gonna take.
I'm gonna have to exercise my computer, and once it fully dies, I'll just have to stream paper art.
There you go. It's like a PowerPoint.
Oh. Wait, is that how my stream is? Or is it... Okay.
Oh, look how convenient that is.
What's convenient?
You're able to like resize and like shift around your ladle.
Oh no, you just saw that?
It's just happening. Yeah, that's just coming in now.
Oh, that happened like a couple minutes ago. I wish I could say there was something I could do on my end. But anything I shift or do would collapse my stream and
it's on. We're on borrowed time here.
Yeah. I think we're just gonna have to muster through today.
I'm fine with
Sorry.
that. Again, I think maybe we could do a YouTube.
That would be the highlight of my month, I feel like.
Let's do it. Because I'm enjoying the chat, and I think this is actually a sweet background for people. I think we're doing a good job chatting.
Yeah, I think we're talking okay.
My voice is not incredibly offensive.
Anytime something's wrong with my PC. I don't know what to say. It's up to date. I followed all the recommended settings. I'll play with it more. It could be a lot of like it's trying to address like a lot of new information because of anybody watching the stream who doesn't know, I am in a different location now. So I'm not in the same place I was streaming before. So we're learning a lot. Okay. That arm is completely fucked, but we're gonna figure that out in a minute. Okay. How? So, I remember in your description you said something about snake and human-like appearance, not necessarily that they were like hybridized.
Okay, let me get the actual verbiage here correct. Where are you? There we go.
Philbolotl, kind of like sirens. They love to drown people. I said half snake, half human. That's my bad.
All right, that's not the right one. Here we go.
You know what? What if no shoulder? What if just arms straight into face? I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah, so one of the many descriptions of these things are like snakish creatures.
Snakish. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah. So it's very hard for me to say like this is what this thing looks like because
I mean, yeah, when you start putting multiple words together, and it's fine. We're going to get our version of this.
Yeah, and this is from also like 1603 is when the legends of these things started coming out.
That's back when they used to think that sea creatures think that whale penises were sea monsters.
Hey. I mean, technically speaking.
Yeah, that is a monster for sure.
It is.
I don't think anyone would tell you otherwise.
Yeah, that is spot on.
That is that is one way to completely dick wreck a human life, you know?
But yeah, these are from, 1600, so 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This is 400 years ago. 400 some years ago, stories, like, things change.
They were still trying to expel Westerners. Right? No, that's the Meiji Restoration.
Period. I think it was pre-Westerner to Japan. Oh, no, Edo had Westerners.
Yeah, because Odo was allowing all the Dutch in.
Yeah.
For their goods.
When did that dude come? What the hell was that guy's name? He came on the boat. Oh, God. The Christian guy that came to Japan. God, I forget his name.
I can't remember either. I just remember the details about him, and then when it comes up, I'm like, oh yeah, and here's all the stuff. I'm like, I don't know his name, but because he was,
what the hell was his name?
Oh, he was like, no, he was English, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You're talking about the one that became an honorary samurai?
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
What the hell was his name? Google, tell me.
It was the premise of The Last Samurai, wasn't it?
I've honestly never seen that movie. But
it's awful. Yes. Don't. I think it would.
I've seen like clips of it. I've seen clips of it, and it has never interested me enough to actually watch it.
No, it's not great.
First Christian guy. I should probably really guy from the search. Guy to
dude.
Yeah. He's Portuguese.
Oh, Portuguese. That's right. Because he left his whole family
1549, my God. 1549.
Because he got kicked out by Tokugawa's son.
Yeah. They were like, get the F out. We don't want that crap here. What is this? What's his name? Missionaries, expansions. First Portuguese Catholics in 1540. Francis Xavier.
Really?
That doesn't sound.
That does not sound right.
That does not sound right. There's probably a more famous one.
I wish I had all my Japanese history textbooks. Name aside,
Portuguese sounds right. Everything sounds right except for his name. His name, I wanted to say it was like Jim. It was like such a common like James or something like that.
Yeah, my initial thought was William, but I'm like, that's not that's William Wallace. That's wrong. See, if I don't use it, I just jumble it all up in my brain.
Right. I have the same issue.
All right. I'm gonna give them a little bit more pointed of a snout, I think, because that is usually indicative of a more dangerous neck. I mean, they did say snake-like, but we're getting some liberties here. You know, if you think about it, this is probably more inspired by an eel than anything.
You're right. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't think of that, but
I mean, they got a bunch of awful sharp teeth as well, so it's all scary. I mean, imagine seeing a mud kipper for the first time. I'd be trying to purge it, you know? There's a fish that just crawled out of the mud. I can't be having that. When God made the earth, he put fish in the water and man on land.
where he intended them to be. It's an abomination.
Okay, I don't like how I did his fangs. We're going to orient those differently, but... I don't know why I have him, like, coming at him mouth first. He's not biting him. He's just going to slowly try to drown.
Trickle water in with his little ladle. I love how you have this, like, vicious-looking beast here, and he's just like... I'm gonna slowly fill your boat with this ladle.
Yeah, this is gonna be like water, like oh, I'm gonna splash you.
yeah, he just like splashing him. Like, dude, stop.
He just likes being a dick. Oh, I'm gonna get you all wet. Okay, let's make this a little bit more terrifying. Let's give him like a little jaggedy sawtooth here. Because they don't even eat these people, right? It's just they drown them.
Drowning. They want to drown them. Yeah, that's their whole thing, is the drowning.
Do they not? Very few creatures in the wild murder stuff for no good reason. This is not a good predator.
They're like the what is it? The honey badgers of sea creatures.
Yeah, they're the ones ruining the ecosystem.
Yeah. Well,
they evolved to kill everything, and they're like, well, we've interrupted supply lines, I guess, but that's not. I don't think they have a scope of geopolitical consequence.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not their forte.
I could be wrong, you know. I'm not a snake person. They might do incredible at crypto. Who knows?
Right. The snakes, the snake men.
Oh my God. Maybe they're the ones that run it. Probably not.
There are people that probably believe that reptile people and snake people are pretty similar, I think.
You know what? Yeah. Let's go ahead and put that out there into the world. I'm sure these are the liberals everyone's afraid of.
Just back off and take a look at this. This is the embodiment of a 2023 libertarian.
Is this the future you want? With vicious snake monsters attacking our
yeah, they're not using the fangs or the big claws. The little ladle.
Yeah,
it's the ladle. That's you got to be afraid of.
If we let them in, they're gonna murder us all with their little ladles. Yeah,
you're totally right though. It's very difficult to draw that ladle menacingly. You're 100% accurate in that.
I mean, I can make it look spookier, like when the color comes around, it can be like real dark, and maybe there's. Well, they're not hitting anybody with it, so there's no reason for that blood.
There wouldn't be blood on it. Oh. If it was blood, it would be because he hit himself in the face while he was like ladling water. It's his own blood.
I had an accident.
Yeah. He like hit his hand on the boat when he was ladling water into it.
Imagine they like get a splinter and like, oh, ouchies, no.
Oh man, a splinter in like a wet amphibious hand. Oh man, that is immediately getting infected. Immediately.
Would they notice?
That's true. It might just rot out.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much not known about these things, and I don't understand the. You know, like we were talking about before, the grim fairy tales. Like, I don't understand what they're warning you about. This doesn't seem to be a warning. I don't know the
moral of the story. Don't let snake monsters ladle water into your boat.
Yeah, if you see a snake monster start ladling water into your boat, you need to get out of there.
You need to paddle fast.
If you didn't know that already,
yeah,
I don't think me telling you is going to help.
Yeah, we have deeper fundamental problems that we need to overcome before this is our issue.
Like, do you realize you're in danger?
I love this thing though that you're drawing here. It looks so intimidating when you zoom in on it, and then when you zoom out, it's got that little ladle. It's like, oh, it's not scary at all. I love it.
I can't wait for the rest of this because it's gonna be like a dark image, and it's gonna be like, it's gonna be obviously meant to be menacing, but then you're gonna like, oh, here's some claws. He's gonna grab him, and it's like, oh no, the real weapon, the ladle.
Little half cup of water just spills in your boat, puts it back in.
This is the dangerous thing you need to be aware of. Not his claws or his giant infectious teeth, kind of like a Komodo dragon, probably.
I like how you draw the teeth, actually. That's really cool.
Oh, thank you. I'm always just winging it.
I'm digging it.
Yeah, of course, he's got to have a place for all the not food he's drowning to go. I wonder what their diet is. Like, what if you doubled down on the Japanese parents and were like, so what does it eat? Does it eat children? Does it eat me? Oh no, it just drowns us? You tell me I couldn't just swim to the shore? It's a river.
Yeah, there's some big rivers, but...
Yeah, but like, if their only job is to drown me by ladle, I guess if I get out of the boat and then they like put the ladle over my head and drag me underwater, like
they cover your mouth and nose with it.
They just stop pouring it and they just like hook you with it. Like, you didn't have to have a ladle then. You could have you could have had a sickle, like the Teke.
You could have probably honestly just tipped the boat with like, the size of this thing, right? Like you could just like...
Yeah, or like wrap your body around them to suffocate them.
Yeah.
Like there's so many other things that you didn't need hands for. Your evolution was pointless.
You just really needed that one hand to hold the ladle and the one hand to latch onto the boat. And that's it.
I did have a thought at one point to just give it the one hand for the ladle, but that would have been bordering on comical and not at all scary.
Yeah, like, look at my ladle hand. Not a hook hand, not a gun hand. It's a ladle hand. I can slowly fill boats and I can stir soup.
I can wash your hands.
Only if you hold them out in front of you, though. Then I can.
Yeah. And you also have to be near this already blessed water. So, because I can't manipulate the water. I just can only manipulate the bucket. Can you put your face in here so I can drown you?
There's no actual magic in what I do here. It's just me putting water in your boat.
I love this big mystical creature that's just a moderate menace who didn't need to be this to get the same point across.
Dude, I thought when I was reading this thing, I was like, man, this is creepy. And now, like, seeing it, it's like the most ridiculous monster.
But that's the charm, you know. The Teke there was no funny way about that except for that it happened in a bathroom.
Yeah, right.
Like, oh man, she's gonna she's gonna murder a bunch of people in a train thing. Depot. But station, not depot. Depots are for buses.
Train depots, like you buy them.
Yeah, right next to Home Depot, you got your train depot. Got your drowning supplies depot. It's all
just a bunch
of
of
ladles.
A whole bunch of ladles.
Specifically 16th century Japanese ladles.
They're all the same size. They're all the same size ladle.
Yeah, you can't get a bigger one.
No.
Because there's no point in it. No one else would use it. I can't imagine the market for ladle fill, like specifically ladles with enough capacity to submerge a boat is a huge seller.
It would be.
It's just real niche, you know. That's a bad market. That's a bad business.
It's not about a market. Yeah, it's a hard pitch. It's a hard pitch.
And you know, these guys, what are you gonna do when you eventually scare away all the boat people? Because they're like, well, shit. I guess everyone's drowning. I guess I'd use a cart. Go by land.
Yeah, cart. They just ladle dirt into that cart. It just makes it slightly heavier.
Like, oh, come on, man.
Dude, that's like, into the fruit. You put the dirt on the fruit. Oh my god.
I still have to sell this somewhere, man.
Yeah, dude, yeah. You're just messing up my stock here. That's all you're doing.
He just pours like dirt on your face while you're sleeping, trying to like drown you and
maybe the whole thing is, maybe the whole approach of this beast is that if you were in a boat, right, you like slowly see like water, like you're like rowing forward.
Yeah.
And you've been in a boat and you've like seen down, there's like a little bit of water in the boat, always just tiny bit. And then you slowly realize like, why is this getting like, where's this water coming? And you turn around and like this thing, it's like ladling water in your boat. I think you'd freak out and fall out of the boat and then it could drown you potentially. Maybe that's its whole shtick. Maybe that's it.
Here's my thing. If it's not going to come onto the boat to get me, I guess I just use my paddle to just keep pushing it away. Like, no.
You can have your own counter ladle inside the boat to like slowly ladle it back out.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even. Oh, I wish I would have incorporated that. That people would put bottomless ladles on their boats.
Yeah, so they couldn't. What an idiot! Thinking about it now, what an idiot teacher that would like see that there's no bottom to it and still be like, well, there's no way to me to capsize this boat now. It's like gigantic.
I love that it understands the concept of using water to drown someone, but not a bucket that doesn't keep water.
Yeah.
Like its premise is that it knows that things hold water.
That's a very important detail of your ability to drown people.
Maybe that's what we do with these. We make monsters less scary by picking apart their logic.
See, this is the weasels. The weasels. I'm excited the sickle weasels to pick this apart.
Yeah. Like what a dick. Like imagine Alvin just coming at you like, oh, got your ankles.
And Dale's like, dude, stop. Like, this is not okay. Like, you gotta, oh my God.
Guys, you can't act this way. Like, I got a
one
paper
of them
cut.
Really just a dick. Like, one of them's really just malicious, like, push you down. And the other one's like a psychopath that, like, cuts you to pieces. And then there's one that's like, yeah, sorry, my brothers are absolute assholes. I apologize. But I have to leave now because they're going to go, if I'm not here, they're definitely going to kill someone. So I have to, like, go and help them. So
yeah, I got to follow those guys. Here's some band-aids.
Yeah, dude, you have to.
Please
you're
don't
not gonna die.
Yeah,
but
I'll come back. You know, it's obviously they won't come back. I'll heal you, and it'll be fine. And obviously, we won't go into this repeating cyclical pattern of harm. That would be asinine. We would never do that to you.
That was like, I was in some like weird tunnels of like animal ghost spirit like monsters of Japan. There were some like, I found these weasels. I was like, what is this? There's 3 of them. Okay. And I started reading. I was like, I've never heard this. I've never even heard things like remotely like this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because even like any myth around like Tasmanian devils, like it wasn't that brutal. Like they don't heal you to make sure you can suffer more.
Yeah, right. It's not their thing.
Okay, I think I'm getting the water breach stuff figured out, like where he's above and below water.
Oh yeah.
So this.
Give me 1 second. I have to hit the. I've been drinking coffee this morning. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right. How cool would it be if eventually we got one of these popularized enough that like people started making costumes of them? How cool would that be? Like a new wave of like creature costumes in Japan. Also, apologies if you can hear the fan in the background. I have 0 acoustic treatment up. So all the sound of it bouncing around.
Oh, sorry, I have returned. My apologies.
Oh, no worries.
My wife's gonna get her nails done this morning.
Oh.
Yeah, so she's about to leave. I've still got heaps of time. I don't know how much you want to do today, but I've got like I said, I have to leave at like noon, and it's not 10 yet, so I still have plenty of time. I'm fine with going.
I guess we'll leave that. Oh, you know what? Since the stream's been acting real crazy, maybe we wrap it after this.
Sure.
And then I'll figure that out for next time. Well, we won't be so reliant on OBS next time for streaming.
Yeah, it'll be as a recording software rather than a streaming software next time we do it.
Oh, I'm so excited for those, dude.
That's gonna be fun. Take your time. Don't rush this. I've got plenty of time still.
I'm not rushing. I'm just thinking. So I have my design mostly down here. Is there anything else you think I should incorporate, or chat? Is there anything you think I should incorporate with our snake-ish man that drowns people?
Let me see here. Anything else?
Not even necessarily like something that is like from the design, but like just something you think would make sense here if you think about it. Or you can give me like more elements to work with. I'm fine with that too. Oh, this hand is all jacked up. I mean, I will, I'm going to make a video of me, like rendering this down to like, ink it and color it and stuff. So that'll be also a YouTube video. It'll be one of the speed draws, which is probably how I'm going to finish all my pieces from now on. Because I want to get into a good point on stream so we can keep the flow going and try and draw more as I'm getting back into the streaming. And then I'll just like finish it later as a speed draw on the YouTube. So it will at least vary the content, and you don't have to feel like you have to be at one or have to be at another to get all of it.
So a couple extra elements to this that I've looked up.
Okay.
Is wait, hold on a second. I think my
Sorry. Just perfect timing. My wife is about to just leave. Give me 10 seconds to just
no problem, man.
The door, and I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second. Sorry.
Take your time. You know, for my first drawing back, can't hear it. Oh, you're talking about the fan. I forgot how far back you guys are from where I am.
Okay, I'm back.
Alrighty. I forgot how far back chat and everyone else is. Has anyone tried refreshing their streams to see if it catches back up, or is it just...
I have a couple times. I mean, it has some points of like buffer city where it like buffers, but then there's long points where it's fine. So I don't know exactly.
Something else to be aware of is that due to my lack of partner status, I also am capped on bandwidth.
Yeah, right.
So there will be points where I just can't get the quality better until I reach partner.
Yeah, we'll get there.
And look at that. I got 77 out of my goal of 100 followers.
Bam.
Up at the top of the screen.
Look at you doing this.
I'm setting the goal low, but I do want to build and give people like a visual representation of them. All right.
Yeah, you're doing fine. Oh, 1 second.
No problem. Man, all this without any reference.
Sorry, my wife's looking for the keys.
Mm-hmm.
She was like trying to leave, and she's like, I cannot find the keys. I'm sorry. 1 second.
No problem. Oh, my back. Fish leaving. You know what? That's a good point. They don't mention what they eat.
Okay. All right, we're back, and yeah, okay. Let me see. So what? It doesn't really have any. Oh, no, they eat onigiri, right? That's the thing. Like people throw onigiri at them, rice balls to try to like make them not come to the boats. But a couple more little pieces of information about these things.
All right.
Usually, there's so again 600 years of interpretation of these things. Some of them don't have snake bodies. Some of them are just like demons that look like people. But we're sticking to the snake body part of it. They say that they usually come out on rainy days or nights with a full moon, stormy nights, foggy nights, and they can glow in some aspects, so you can actually see them even at night. Like they announce their presence at night. Some of them are mysterious; they don't glow. And then they have fishing boats will be found with like big scratches, claw marks in the back of it, knowing that one of these things was attached to it and like slowly drowning the boat, slowly sinking the boat.
Nice.
So we've got some weather depictions. We've got depictions of it glowing. We've got food as like the rice balls, and then we've got the claw marks in the back and stuff like that. So just an extra little bit of flair, if any of those ring a bell or whatnot. But there's lots of weird stuff. Like some of them, they've said some of them start and they appear as a boat at first, and then they become like a weird monster. Yeah, like it's some of these things are really weird.
These are
like
drastically different explanations.
Yeah, over 400 years. For 400 years, the story's changed quite a bit. Like the more I was reading, I was like, that's not what I had read. But this is like the oldest depiction of it, where Snake Man drowns people with a ladle, and you could throw race balls at it to make it leave, or no bottom to the ladle, and then the idiot creature will just like either try to fill your boat with the bottomless ladle, or realize that there's no bottom to the ladle and go away. So I guess that implies that it doesn't bring its own ladle. It kind of takes one off of your boat. So but then that implies just don't put a ladle on your boat, right? If there's no ladle on the boat, this thing isn't gonna. It has no hand. It has no hand to deal.
My God, what useless creatures.
I love this. The more we read about it, the more I love this.
Should I take the ladle out of his hand then?
You just grab it, like, stop that. Like, just take it.
How dare you? All right, I made the guy a little bit smaller, and I'm going to... Where's my shore? Okay, good. That's all in one layer, just the way I wanted it. So I think I'm going to move the shore out.
Prince, yes, I have seen one of those chats where, like, at the bottom,
there's
like a bunch of
it's
avatars running around.
So it's part of a it's an add-in, and sometimes you can generate like boss fights and stuff, and they can like your little avatars will like fight creatures and stuff.
Dude, if you could make the avatars like miniaturized versions of your drawings, so like, oh my God, that would be sweet. I don't know if you could pick what the avatars look like.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
small Jim fighting like, I don't know, Fishman.
I love Jim. I can't wait to put him in a comic.
Dude, Jim has always been one of my favorite things that you've created.
Hey, I still got the original for you.
Dude, Jim is so awesome.
This December, you can have it.
Dude, I would literally, I would frame it in like a nice frame and put it like in a really nice room in my house. Like I would legit put that in like a special spot here.
And then your wife will be like, not here, not that one.
Yes, that's we're gonna put it right here next to our family photo. This is Jim.
Yep, all of our beloved things, and this creepy guy. Okay, so I widen the bank a bit, so we have more. Because I was thinking about, and I don't know if we're gonna get to it. I was gonna. I see Ghost Boat again.
When I talked about the actual thing could become a boat.
Oh yeah. Okay. Chat's delayed, stream is delayed. It's all there. All the elements of making this a professional stream. Because I did have the idea of like making this all smaller, and then like up ahead in the river, like maybe showing one of those dilapidated boats that got wrecked.
Ah, but I see.
I just don't think it's going to come together with this orientation.
Yeah, if you could like shift the whole thing like a different, slightly like angle, yeah.
Yeah, because I already set it up a very specific way so that Snake Man is the bottom third, so you have your like bottom focus, your middle focus is the bow, and then the top focus will be the like the dusk or whatever setting we make it.
Fog, full moon, rain, yeah.
Oh man, in my brain briefly I had the image of like a dusk like sunset, but like foggy, but it's like,
oh yeah,
so it's like dark, you can see the sun, but it's behind a haze, so it's like reddish and blackish, like it's ominous.
I dig it.
I gotta do something to make this guy scarier. He's just a dude with a cup.
I mean, the fangs go a long way. I like his tail and like the sinewy like spine you've got on him. I dig it. I dig all of it.
Yeah, I gave him those little like periodic flappy fins that you see on some stuff. Okay. Yeah, you're the one. You're what I'm looking for. Go back to black. Give us a... Because if I bring back my... Okay, yeah, so if we wanted it, we would have to put the sun kind of right there. You know what I should have done that might have tanked my internet further, though? Next time we do this, I might share my screen to you on Discord so you can see in real time what's happening.
We could do that for the YouTube. Yeah, for the YouTube, definitely we could do that.
Yeah, yeah. Because I do have Nitro, so what I capture on that will be HD. Or what I broadcast on that is HD.
Difference is like it's like 5 minutes of delay.
Yeah, man, I'm one step at a time. Once I get my other computer, I'm gonna try for a 2-computer streaming setup.
You know what? That's what I did. That's what I did. Is I would focus one almost completely on just like the streaming aspect of it, and then all of like the chat and all that stuff was on a completely different setup. Like, I didn't have any of that interfering with anything.
Yeah, because I think sent at 8:54. What time is it now?
It's 8:54. That doesn't work. Like the time it sends, like he's chatting to us in real time, right?
It seems like it. Yeah.
What he sees of us.
Oh yeah.
Is
whatever's being broadcast is behind.
This is perfect. So when we say the message back, it sent at 8:54, he could send the time that he heard that, and then we'll see exactly the delta.
I love that we turned this into a physics issue.
Yeah, dude, how is I you know what? This is wild to me, thinking about how this is being delayed. Somewhere we are broadcasting this, and somehow that broadcast is like being delayed but not deleted. It's just like slowed down and now broadcasting at a different speed.
Yeah.
Delayed. I don't know how that works. What's
funny is like if you go and watch this even on the Twitch channel after the stream, you're going to get a great quality version of what we're doing here without these interruptions and stuff. But it doesn't enjoy what we're doing right now to it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not.
So I think I'm going to put some broad colors in and we'll wrap this up.
I'm down with that. Yep.
God, this has been so fun, man. I needed this for sure.
I'm enjoying the hell out of this, to be quite honest. This is lovely. It's a great Saturday morning activity for me, to be dead honest with you.
And for me, this is a great way to wrap up my Friday. Fun stream, right? Talking to Dan, talking to chat, doing art for the first time.
I love chatting with you. We message back and forth fairly regularly, but sitting down and chatting is different. I mean, I wouldn't be against making this a more regular thing. I don't know if I could promise every Saturday morning.
Oh, I wouldn't even ask that.
Right? Yeah, but I mean,
like once a month.
Once a month, or maybe even twice a month. I think.
Because I'm also going to try to get Christian back on. I don't know if you ever saw him in any of the streams I did with him.
Potentially.
There was the one I did live at the Space Expo where I was getting crowd suggestions.
No, I wasn't able to visit that. 58. Like I said, we have a 2-minute delay. It's 2 minutes. That's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not.
That's long. 2 minutes is a long time, but
yeah,
it's not terrible.
And maybe I accidentally enabled a setting that slowed things down. Like a delay.
I just realized how big brain Super Pants was. On your stream, the chat pops up on your stream.
Oh, yeah.
So he sent at 8:54, and then he was waiting for it to pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
To see how long it would take. The big brain. The big brain.
I didn't have enough brain to try and big that, so good catch.
Yeah, dude, I saw it, and then I realized it, and I went, oh my god. This is why it makes money. This is why it makes the big bucks.
Yeah. This is why he should be our boss, you know? I'll step back from running Spastastic and just let other people handle that, and I'll just make the funny doodles.
I'm the funny doodle man.
I'm the doodle man. I'm the son of a doodle man. All right, I'm going to use a color that I can't quite tell where it is on the spectrum. Because
those are the best kind of colors.
Because of the blue-purple colorblind. This just looks gray to me. I'm curious what it looks like to other people.
Once it shows up.
You gotta wait a few minutes.
2.5 minutes, I'll tell you.
I'll be done with that part of the coloring and then be like, nah, that doesn't look good. I was like, shit.
No, but seriously, these kind of streams would be totally fun if possible.
I realized the crux of why people ever liked my art or streaming, and that's because it was either funny, like in a haha stupid way, or it was weird. So I need to bring back the fun and the weird and stop trying to present this like hecka professional like artist vibe, you know? I did my best when I was just having fun. You are a
professional artist, but I think your image of a professional artist is like biased. Like you have this image of like an artist being maybe like pretentious or something like that.
I just know the artist that like I'm like they're at the station that I want to be. And then you see how they conduct yourselves and I'm like, well, that's not gonna be oh yeah, so the issue is that by the time anyone in chat responds, you've changed topics like 3 times. Well, that's because I have ADHD and I can't stay on topic.
This is a medical problem more than a computer problem.
Yeah, please. Imagine if I wonder if I could flavor my bits. Like, if people donate bits, be like, donate Adderall. This is the healthcare system you wanted.
So much Adderall. Just all of it.
It's a shame because I can't really get it anymore because there's a supply chain issue. So I had to switch to something else.
It's all a mess.
All right, so Dark Sky. I don't know if I like that. I can't tell if I like it.
My job is millisecond and precise data acquisition. So I learned how to troubleshoot delays. Well, you have a very different skill set than I do.
You're going to have to come in here and troubleshoot my nonsense before next stream.
Sage. I'm going to send you a big sage tied with twine. You just got to burn it and throw it on your computer. Or maybe your router. Throw it on your router also.
Yeah, I'll make like a little shrine and then have like slatted bamboo for the smoke to come up through to cleanse it. I'll build like a Shinto like shrine for it, and I'll give it little offerings every time I go to stream.
A little bottle of like dollar sake. You like, put in front of it. You open it up and you're like, please let me stream work today.
Yeah, the sake would either be the offering or what I do to cope with the fact that my stream's not working.
Yeah, you put it in front of it, then you drink it all real quick, and you're like, all right, time for the stream.
Oh my God, there was this movie. I don't know if anyone remembers it. It had Zach Galifianakis in it. It was like it was called was it Happy?
Happy.
It like
I don't know.
People, like, if they got too stressed, their brain would literally explode. Like, their head would just blow up.
Oh, I've never seen this movie. So Galifianakis with that plot line. I've never seen this.
So this is the very beginning of the movie, so it's not really a spoiler, but like they need to alleviate stress somehow. So it's very dark. He goes into his office every day. He like power walks in. He's all sweaty. He pulls out this revolver and he just like points it at his head and clicks. He's like, oh God. And then he puts it back in his drawer and he gets to work. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God, Jesus.
I need to find out what this is. I know I'm not crazy.
Dude, I would love to watch this. I would love to watch this.
Oh God, imagine if we could watch it on stream.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
All right. Let me get. Let me just go to town on some of this, and we'll get it blocked in, see how we like it, and then we'll have a much better time coloring it in a YouTube video.
I'm enjoying this.
Now, I guess I'll ask you and anyone else that's here. For that, do you think it would be better to do it as a speed draw, or like have music and just like watch it go like sped up for like the rendering, or do you think it would be more entertaining to watch it in real time?
So I see value in all of those, because I'll be honest, when I'm work from home, a lot of times I can't put on like a podcast, because I'll just like listen to the podcast and I'll realize like I'm like not doing work. I'm like, okay, no, I can't. So I'm not able to do like a podcast. So I put music on a lot. But then like music is nice, but like I would like slightly more what is it?
Brain engagement?
Yeah, engagement on the video rather than just like still image and music.
Yeah.
So I think if you did a speed draw, it would be fun to like just watch as like a thing, like, 30-second to a minute like drawing. That would be cool. I would enjoy that. But if I was to like turn it on while I was working, just to have it run as real time with music in the background, that would be something that I think I would probably watch.
Cool, yeah. I mean, for rendering, like, I don't know what I can give people my thought process, but I think a lot of the people have said they prefer the sped up speed draws because it's like oddly satisfying, they've said.
Yeah.
Like watching it like come together fast. Which
totally. If there was a way to do both, I think that would be like the money. Because for me, if seeing it come together quickly is super satisfying, you get like a dopamine kick out of that, which is great. But like for me, if I was working from home, like that work from home aspect is I'm watching you draw something, I write an email, I take a phone call or whatever, and I come back and I look and it's progressed a little bit more, and then I can see like that. I think both of them would be very interesting. It's almost dealer's choice at that point as to which one you would want to fill your channel with.
Well, there's the YouTube short. Wait, I can't do the YouTube shorts yet. You have to have a certain account status to do YouTube shorts.
Are you kidding me? Hold on a second. No, can I don't even know how to start making a short.
It was their response to TikTok, which I guess I could just make a TikTok for it.
Jesus, that was loud. Sorry, I probably came through my speakers. I hit the short button and it like immediately was just like, just immediately started.
Oh yeah, just autoplay.
Yeah, my God. I couldn't even select what kind of thing I wanted to watch. It was just like, you want to watch this, and just started playing it.
Don't worry, dog. We got you.
We know enough about you through your algorithms.
They really do try to advertise it like that, though. Like, don't worry, we know what you want, baby. It's fine.
You know exactly what makes you purr.
I'm trying to... What does the bottom of a riverbed look like? It's just a lot of rocks, mostly.
Yeah. Japan riverbeds usually just lots of rocks.
You know what I was sad that I didn't get a chance to go do while I was, like, in Japan the first time? I really want to go to Hokkaido.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It's like it's the only point that our family history actually interacts with Japan, because one of our family members was born and raised in like northern Hokkaido.
Oh wow.
They were like, his parents were missionaries, so they like helped start churches and stuff. So they were like from that area. It would be really cool to like go see it.
Yeah, dude. My wife's brother lives in Hokkaido, so we went there.
Oh, how was it?
I've been there like 4 times. to like see him. We went to Sapporo once, just to like do the city stuff. We went to the Hokkaido ice festival one year. So like when they do like the big ice sculptures and stuff.
Isn't that the snow festival? Or is there two separate ones?
Yeah. And then I did 2 more that were more like just in Hokkaido, like just around like nature stuff in Hokkaido, and those were awesome. I have some pictures on my phone. Aoike, the blue lake. Aoike. I'll send you one on Discord real quick.
Heck yeah. They also have, from my understanding, they have the most prolific distilleries up in Hokkaido.
Yeah, we went to the Nikka whiskey distillery, and we also went to the Sapporo beer factory when we went. And both of those were awesome.
That needs to be in my life at some point. If it's the last thing I do before I die, then so be it. Or if it's the reason I did.
Why can't they write Hokkaido in Japanese? What the hell is wrong with me?
Oh, because it's weird. Because it's...
There it is. Oh my god, sorry. My brain, like, I couldn't write it.
It is funny, like, I'll look at the Japanese writing and I'll be able to pick out what's happening, but if you ask me to sit down and parse every part of it again, like I was back in school, I'd be like, no, I know what this means. I can't break it down for you.
I know, yeah.
This means Toshokan. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah, right. I'm at loss. I don't need to Google it. It's just on my phone. Here, I'll just send you the picture. I'm a dummy.
That's my life, man.
Just struggling, constant struggle of trying to like technology, making it work.
Dude, I got put in charge of a project at my work, and I haven't done programming in over 10 years.
Yeah,
but now I have to do it again. So I'm
like,
shaking.
You know how to do this, right? Of course.
Oh, I didn't even advertise it like that. I'm like, listen, I will figure it out, but I won't. Yeah. I'm not gonna know it at first. There's no part of me that is. I can't lie to you and say that.
Yeah, don't watch me do it for the first couple weeks. But then
please don't perceive me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you're the same way, but like I do my work much better when I'm not being observed.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. If someone's watching me, I get nervous, and then I'm like, I do like the worst work possible. But if you just let me do it, I'll get it done like instantly.
Especially in your line of work and where you are and what field you're in, like having someone hover I would need a catheter. I'd be pissing myself all the time.
Yeah, dude, it's not fun. You get people that are like, I need this right now, and they like stand at your desk, and you're like, look, if
Dog,
you just go get a
cup of coffee, I need you to go though.
Yeah, if you go get a cup of coffee, and I'll have it done by the time you come back to my desk. If you stand there, it's gonna take me it's gonna take me 45 minutes to do it. If you just stand there.
You're gonna watch me fumble on like remembering how to use like control copy
and paste function of
like suddenly I just forget how to do the most normal thing. It's so awful.
Direct messages to. Okay, I think this is right. I'm gonna send something. It might just go to the ether, like the ether world. I'm not sure.
Oh, I
think I just sent you something.
Holy cow!
Yeah, that's one of the places I saw when we were in Hokkaido. It's just like, it was like, wow, that is.
Wait, is that like black sand and, or am I just?
That's a beach. That's water, buddy.
No, I was talking about the mountain and back. It looked very black.
It's kind of like it's a volcano, so it's probably just
okay, yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts. Like Hokkaido, everything in Hokkaido was like.
Do you mind if I show it on stream?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I saw this. This is a picture of where I went in Hokkaido and saw stuff, and this is like one
picture of stuff, but this is like everything around there was like that.
Okay, let me. The easiest way for me to do it now is to just open it up in Clip Studio.
They'll see it in 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, even further out from how we're describing it. Unless you're watching this later, and then this is all happening in very good time. Look at that.
Yeah, you're enjoying it.
I know no one else can see it right now, not even Dan.
Oh, look how beautiful it is. Wow. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing this. I can't see anything. It's not on the screen.
I'm just going to leave it up until we're all on the same wavelength. Once everyone acknowledges the picture, we can move on. But no, that is gorgeous, dude.
Yeah, so Hokkaido, for me, everything is like that. If you go really outside of the city and like into the wilderness kind of Hokkaido, you get everything just looks like that. It's I think Kyushu was the most beautiful place I've seen. There's a volcano in Kyushu called Sakurajima, and it's like an island. Yeah. It's very similar to that, where it's just like an island, but that island is just like a massive volcano. And when we went, it was erupting. Oh. And it was just like spewing ash. And I remember the sunset that night was like in the haze of ash coming through that. It was like the whole sky was like red and orange, like more than any sunset I've ever seen ever, because there was just so much particulate in the air. And yeah, like the mountain itself was beautiful, and then that sunset was nuts. So that's the most, I think that's probably the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Holy
is
cow.
that image in I have from Sakurajima and Kyushu, but the other one I have this like Yuki and I went and saw Mount Fuji once, and it was like times, you can see Mount Fuji pretty clear a lot of days, like it's pretty, but this picture that we had, like we woke up in the morning, we went camping by Mount Fuji, and in the morning when we woke up, both of us were like, what the hell? This is like the craziest Mount Fuji, the cleanest, clearest I've ever seen it, and both of us just like stared in awe at it. Let me see if I can get a picture of this.
Haven't you've been to Mount Fuji a couple times, right?
Yeah, I've climbed it a couple times. We camped like around it, so like you could see it. Like I actually prefer camping around Mount Fuji than I do climbing it, because when you're climbing it, you can't see the mountain. You're like on it.
Right. Yeah, and also you have a pace to keep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because weren't you describing to me like once you get past a certain point, they're like you just gotta go.
Yep.
That was just going down, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no like slow walk. You just like it's so steep. You just kind of like roll down the mountain. Here it is. Yeah. So I took this picture. I swear to you, this is not a Google image of like. I took this picture.
I can't wait to see it. I'm really hoping I just minimized my Discord. Yeah. Oh my god. You guys are gonna.
I took that picture of Mount Fuji. Yeah.
You guys are gonna lose your shit in 7 minutes.
Yeah, dude. There's like you can see in the very bottom right corner. There's little tents and stuff like that. That's where we were sleeping. So when we woke up, we like walked out of the tent. We were like, "Oh my god!" Like that was the image that we saw in the morning when we walked out. It was like, "Holy, oh my god!" Like it was nuts.
Oh, I thought I saved it. Maybe I didn't. Hold on.
I'll show you. Sorry, I'm gushing. I'm bragging right now. There's one other place that we went to in Nagoya. We went to not Nagoya. Nagano. We went to Nagano. Sorry, Nagano. We went to a place called Kamikochi.
Where there's the 1990 Winter Olympics were?
That's where we stayed at that hotel. We stayed
really?
at that hotel.
Oh yeah, man,
it was awesome. It was super awesome.
You're like, let me see. You're tangential to so many like cultural milestones. That's so cool.
I'm gonna send you a 6-second video.
Okay.
Of the mountains that we saw in Kamikochi. So this is where we were walking around in Kamikochi. Just take a look at this video.
Holly, if you're still here, it's okay. I just got your DM. It's all good. We're just having fun here. We'll get you in on another one.
Absolutely, we will.
When all of our days are less fucked. All right, so I have up on the screen that picture Dan sent me from. Was this from Kyushu, the Sakurajima?
So no, these. So the
that was
first
Fuji.
one.
That was Fuji. You were talking about. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so I don't have a Sakurajima picture, unfortunately, but I've sent you 4 things. The first one is from Hokkaido. That's the one that's showing on your screen right now. Finally. The second one's Mount Fuji, and then the last 2 I sent are from Kamikochi, like a place in Nagano. And the top one is like the last one I sent you is when we like saw this mountain range from far, and I was like, oh my god, this is like the most beautiful mountain ever. And then we walked for like 2 hours towards the mountain, towards that like little like valley-ish thing that in the mountain. And then the third video I sent you is a closer image of that same mountain that we just got closer to.
Okay, it does. My internet does not like the images or the videos right now. So
okay, I could send you a picture. I
was gonna say I can watch it on my own time, but
so here's a picture of the mountain from Kamikochi.
I think I have the picture up right now of the one you said you were camping at.
Yeah.
So if that's not up there yet, oh god.
Yeah. But yeah, the picture I just sent you is of the mountains that we saw when we were there. It was nuts beautiful. It was like one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen ever.
I want to make a painting of it.
Yeah, right? Like I just literally I have like in my phone probably 70 pictures of like this area. I just sat in this area and I was like, I don't want to go. This is where I want to be right now.
God gravy. This is
yeah, so there's some cool stuff. Like I've been around it long enough where I get to these weird spots that a lot of tourists, these things can't go in. And yeah, it's fun. So this is what we did for Kamikochi. We went for my birthday. That's what this was. So the bottom ones that I just sent you.
It's not letting me
this year from July.
It's not happy for me trying to keep downloading these things. So I'm just gonna switch windows so people can see what's up. Oh nope, there it is. It finally decided it wanted to save.
As soon as you touched it, like, okay, fine, I'll go.
Yeah, like, oh, shit, he was serious. Don't play with me, computer. I will fight you. Superpants did say he was going to give my computer an IT exorcism.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah.
I think it's just new spot, though. Like, this is your first time streaming from this spot, I think.
Yeah, like it's... and OBS does a lot of weird stuff, too. Bandwidth and everything. It's gross. I'm gonna open this up, and then once it gets on screen, oh no, I didn't change that. No, thank you. Gosh, when this one gets on screen, y'all are gonna lose it. I have the last one you sent to me up, so we'll. Just let me know when it appears, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, it was nuts. Like that lake, you can kind of see it in the picture too. But the lake, when it's not a still image, the lake was reflecting like almost exactly mirror of the mountain in the background. So it was like mountain, sky, mountain, sky, and then beach. But like the reflection in the water is kind of blurred because it was like there's a small current, but when you were actually there, it was almost like exactly a mirror of the top half of that. It was I can't explain it. This literally in Sakurajima was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. This was probably the second most beautiful thing I've ever seen in Japan.
Oh man,
that last picture I sent you, that whole area.
There's still I still have a huge bucket list for Japan, but there was a long part of my life where I thought I was probably never going to be able to come back. So I've kind of disregarded it, but now I'm like, well, God, man, that'd be so good.
Just come out. We'll take care of you.
I'll just sneak on a boat.
We'll feed and house you.
I'll get on one of those cargo containers.
Yeah. Just come in super cold and like, I made it. I don't know how I'm getting home, but that is later Matt's problem.